10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
I was thinking about the same thing the other day. The black, how mid bristle is viable. You can play. Okay, I'll hold that thought. Charge from Febby.
Onto Jabs. It's just that level 1 charge. Couldn't get in front of him to body block, but then on the roll he did. They missed the follow-up arrow, so Jabs onto the high ground and away.
Yeah, that's how it works. You missed first couple of arrows, so later on you just have 100% accuracy. Back in my days, you know, you could type minus AA, and it would show how many arrows you hit back in Dota 1 days. And you could type minus HA when you played Pudge. It showed the hook accuracy.
Oh.
I'm not sure why that's not a thing. I'm pretty sure we have the technology to put that into the game. Maybe Ice Frog's like, yeah, I don't want people to play, to feel bad after they type that in. So kind of understand that one.
I think you should have to see your accuracy. I think it should be up at all times. I don't think you should even have to type anything in. That's my personal feelings. But
it can't show to your teammates. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of pinging. Imagine if you could ping on that. Like, here's 7% accuracy on my Mirana.
Oh my god, the blame games that already happen without those percentages that would come out of that would be interesting. Ooh, arrow, that hits 50%. 1 for 2. The AA is high, and Tim's is going to get that first blood on DJ.
A good start for the top lane. Like Brewmaster, 4 CS. I'm not fast forwarding. He's going to have 4 CS after this one. No way he misses it. But yeah, going into Urn, I love that build. Even if you're playing like 5, position 4, off lane. With Cinder Boot, you just... another arrow. I don't think they can go in. Brewmaster has no mana.
2 for 3, though.
Keep counting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing I'm really good at is counting 1, 1, 1, 1. The more intense math is...
Yeah, when we get to those double digits, it kind of gets more complicated.
Carrying the 1. I never understood that. You're not picking it up. That's very odd. Charge all the way over onto the Earth Spirit. Febby now in between both these heroes. A roll and then a charged up stun, but they'll still get the kill into Jabs. They'll try to focus their attention on a Masaros, who's
he gets
walking
a
the other way.
bash, he's dead. Plus the slow from Orb of Venom. Febby, another charge in a second. Not going to go for it. Spirit Breaker is a pretty tanky hero, A lot of strength gain. His starting armor is 5, so pretty hard to deal with. We see that often. Alchemist on the off lane. Seen it a couple of times in the European region. Seems like others are starting to copy it. Where you get like a bottle, possibly a medallion, and then get the Aghanim Scepter. I've seen like a naked Alchemist from 33. And I've seen a really good one from S4 yesterday where he decided to go for a Blink, Solar Crest, and still gave Ags to his Phantom Assassin.
Which ones were working, though? Because it's been like...
The ones that are naked, that are not naked. The ones that actually get an item so you don't play 4 versus 5.
Because that seemed like it's been hit or miss with these offlane Alchemists. So I guess we'll see which decision gets made for Musaros. Arrow
2 out of 4.
50%. We're not carrying ones just yet. But I don't know if he missed any that were off screen. And this has been pretty good so far for Armel. 21-9 to the 12-2 of the Invoker. It's been pretty impressive. Not getting that one there.
It's Quasvex Invoker. You don't have much damage. Bristleback can easily, just Squirrel Spray. You're trying to burn his mana. Has a bottle to work with. I've seen Bristlebacks like playing between Tier 1, Tier 2 towers, sometimes even behind the Tier 2 tower, dragging the creep wave to the big camp on the side. So you maximize your farm.
Charge onto Moon will get stopped at the power rune area. Looking to grab that 4-minute rune, leap and grabbed. That's by the Marana, so now Jabs, well, he rolled in and he's most likely dead, but the tornado! Ooh, Jabs does end up dead to Armel.
Oh, Moon gets bashed.
Bash is coming in. Moon needs to be very careful.
He's
He's
dead.
There's the charge and the kill.
And he even TP'd out. I'm surprised he decided to TP out there. Like, after using a Mango on a Bristleback, you should just say, I'm dead. Now his game is kind of ruined. He needs to walk back to the lane. Someone else needs to TP. Who's that going to be? It's going to be Crystal Maiden level 2 at the moment. Just to soak up some experience until Invoker comes back.
I found it funny that Moon was the one who tipped first on that. Recognizing the fact that Febby bashed like 3 times. All skill. Boulder smash onto Febby. He's got a charge. Arrow. Ooh.
I like how Febby went back. He saw the arrow. Like, if I keep moving from him, the arrow's not going to connect.
How many more bashes does he get? I don't think 7. That would be a good bash accuracy.
Febby is extremely skilled with the Spirit Breaker.
Getting the bashes. Just get your actual percent chance. 1K lead already here for TNC. Of course, against an Alchemist lineup, so it may not be
it's
that
not an
carry
Alchemist lineup, yeah. So it's not a carry Alchemist. A big difference. Wait, what? He's actually going into Battlefield. That's what he has queued up.
Interesting charge coming through all the way onto Moon. They're going to TP a few over. Arrow hits, and Moon, he might just fall again, but he's got a lot of charges on that wand to survive, and Armel's the one dead instead. Moon's still trying to make it out. DJ is low here too. Tornado doesn't hit, but they still get Febby, and 2 of these heroes sit so low on Fnatic, yet neither die.
Moon had, I believe, a full magic wand. Arrow almost hits, and they had no detection. And if Bristleback dies, they don't have enough damage to actually deal with the Invoker. He's going to pick up the Regen Rune, full mana, full HP. Going into Urn, like Spirit Vessel, a lot of value against the Bristleback, against the Morphling. I don't think you can afford to get a Battle Tree. It's actually so greedy. You have a Phantom Lancer, you have Invoker.
The prize is mine.
I mean, if you can somehow manage to get away with that, I don't think it's doable, but let's see. If TNC is not going to put enough pressure, maybe try to go for it.
I think that's very high risk at the moment.
It is.
Especially, you say, if TNC don't put the pressure on, at least to this moment, obviously that last attempt failed, but they are doing it. They are putting pressure on.
Let's see if he commits. Has 1,000 gold.
And now turning it on Febby. Tims is here. Doppelganger again. Febby getting run down right now. You don't want to give up kills to Raven, who's not exactly having the best lane at the moment.
Febby's creating so much space, actually, with his rotations. You don't necessarily need to get the kills. He got the kill on Moon on a mid, which was pretty big, but the ones at the rune, he picks up the rune, he makes 2 supports rotate, it doesn't die. Now this type, again, where he's taking away farm from Phantom Lancer, making another rotations. He's Brewmaster's pretty much free farming on the top lane, getting almost level 7, which is pretty insane. Like that Dispel mechanic against PL and the Illusions is just going to be great. Let's see what Alchemist decided to go for. He's a madman. He actually bought a Claymore.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll see if the greed pays off. I mean, it's going to be tough. Febby dead. 3 heroes waiting for him on the high ground. Mid just gets pummeled by creeps.
One biggest concern for me whenever I see Brewmaster, what do you get from using the first Primal Split? first, second, if you don't get any good kills out of it, the hero just doesn't feel that great. He's going into Aghanim Scepter, which is nice. You have that second primal split, and you can cancel it anytime, like if you feel threatened. So much value from that item, actually.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm wondering if we don't see many of these core Brewmasters, but hold that thought. Tornado in, arm out. 4 heroes just sitting in the jungle trying to make something happen. And while Armel, he's pretty tanky. He's on the run. The arrow doesn't hit on the Moon, but the Starstorm comes through. They get the
first split.
and there's the primal split. They're going to look over for Moon. He gets invis with the Ghost Walk, Cyclone into the air. There's the second DJ gone. KP gets one. Tims gets the other. And, well, Armel survives.
That's what's important. They make a rotation, try to invade the stacks. Earth Spirit's like, guys, I need to bail. Have 5 charges from the Quill Spray. Need to go back. They still get a kill on him. It's 2 supports from Brewmaster. It's actually fine. You know, they get 2 kills. They secure and steal some of the stacks. Bristleback doesn't die. Pretty big W for TNC.
Tims getting kicked, but still gets the Observer D ward. Loses his life. So, just getting back to what I wanted to ask, as they smoke, I'll try and ask you pretty quickly. You're thinking about the Ags, of course, here for the Brew, as he's kind of queued off of it for the moment, so I'm wondering if he'll go back for it. But is it worth getting the Ags shard, where you're getting something that, you know, can slow and disarm against this lineup?
Oh, for sure. Against the PL and the Illusions, it's going to be great. Maybe he thinks, you know, just in a casual Ogre Axe, potentially, I can turn that into BKB if needed. Because there's a lot of silences, mana burn, a couple of stuns. But if you can get away with Axe, I think that's fine. Like, you can be such a nuisance to play against. Leap.
3 bounty runes, I believe. Meanwhile, Jab's caught, killed.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're getting all these bounty runes, yet still a 1k lead right now for TNC.
Now this has to be one of the greediest lineups I've seen in quite some time. Alchemist, and just the itemization overall. He is getting that Battle Fury. He's getting very close. He might actually get away with that. Just 1,000 gold away, climbing uphill, always a scary thing.
Saros getting caught, pops the ulti, on the run now. Morphling, he's nearby. They want to put pressure on. They could get this tier 2 potentially. Or at least, not get the tier 2, but force rotations on to defend it, right?
Yeah. Mid tower, pretty low. So if they make a rotation on a mid lane, there's still a catapult. Moon trying to get rid of that. A very aggressive move from TNC, invading the enemy jungle once again. Phantom Lancer, still 0 deaths, so this is their win condition. They need Phantom Lancer to become big in this game, become unkillable. Yasha,
Charge,
Diffusal
KP.
Blade.
Coming around the back, Tornado just before the charge hits, and that's going to keep him from getting hit by the arrow. KP low on mana and health. Looks like he'll fall to the Magnetize. They do end up getting the kill on the Moon, but here comes Raven. Stun thrown onto Febby. Moonlight Shadow, and Febby is not away. The Magnetize finishes him off, but they kill off Saros. So it's a 2 for 2 right now. Jab spotted. Roll. Ooh. Might have hit onto Tims, which could have killed him as the Magnetize is still ringing, but eventually ends, and so does Jab's life.
This is the problem, where your offlane doesn't contribute that much to the team fight compared to like Brewmaster, who has a split, you have a slow. Alchemist just throws that acid spray, would prefer to actually farm, but TNC realizing where the threat comes from, they realize the weaknesses and the itemization that they're going for, so they force a fight and they win it.
And they're continuing to win these fights. You've got Morphling at the top going man to Ags. So, you know, we've seen that combination. The
double charge.
Yeah,
double charge is going to be great. You can also turn possibly like into Phantom Lancer, Earth Spirit, but Manta Style is a must-have against the Spirit Vessel, against the Silences. Spirit Vessel almost done, just needs the recipe on Moon.
Dire's bottom tower is under
over the
attack.
side in the trees, primal split available. They're going to get this tier 1. Doesn't look like
Battle Fury done. Still a very good timing on the Battle Fury. This is offlane Alchemist, remember?
Yeah, 13 minutes. I think the scarier part is maybe that he is just leading over the Phantom Lancer. And there is still 1K split, but with the Battle Fury, maybe he starts to become a bit more of a priority.
When you have this Battle Fury on Alchemist offlane, someone from your team is not going to get the farm. There's not enough resources on the map for them to be able to have all these 3 cores, and we can see the difference already. Invoker, 4.8k, Alchemist slowly taking over. Also, like Phantom Lancer, 6,000 net worth.
Going phase BKB, by the way, on the Alchemist. Arrow? Ooh, Moon. Getting close.
He just might be another core. I don't think in this game he actually gives any Ags. He just builds for himself. Possibly, I don't know, Invoker, the Cataclysm looks nice, even though they don't have the best setup, they don't have enough stuns.
And, you know, we're seeing what you talked about. Invoker doesn't have much farm at all.
Someone has to suffer.
So he's the one who's suffering. Raven might suffer in a second. KP nearby, and they spot DJ. They've got the Moonlight Shadow. Actually, Masaros might be in a lot of trouble as well. DJ, he goes down very quickly. They'll look at Masaros. They should have him sealed and killed. As Moon now on the run, and so is Jabs. Raven waiting inside the trees, thinking if maybe TNC come to the high ground, they fight. But instead, TNC, they get 2 kills, they back off, they're up 3K.
Problem is Fnatic doesn't have that like real initiator. They would still love to play the game, let's say, after 5 minutes without taking any casualties. Because Alchemist wants to farm, he wants his BKB. I don't think TNC will allow them to just farm their items. Constant pressure every single time. Mirana ulti is up, go in.
Mirana spotted, chase, charge. Hits the Phantom Lancer. It's actually going all the way to Jabs. The Tornado misses, but there is the Frostbite into the freezing field. Febby caught in a bad spot. Turns into the Invoker and throws a Tornado EMP. DJ all of a sudden in some trouble, but they've got the roll. They have the Geomagnetic Grip. He morphs into the Strength, surviving for now. Febby on the run. He's still alive after all is said and done. And
oh, Morphin's done.
Really
His mana is burned.
Gabby hit by that roll and taken out by Raven. Armel is in and he's all alone. This is a problem inside the ice wall. They're keeping themselves at the front of this bristle. He's got no mana to work with. Tornado into the air. Armel eventually, he's gone too.
These are the type of fights that Fnatic wants to have. Prolonged team fights, reset multiple times, go in with the Earth Spirit, Phantom Lancer, burning the mana on top of EMP. Now Spirit Vessel is done. Something that throughout the history Morphling has struggled to play against is the mana burn. Like, you don't have the answer unless you buy a BKB early on, and now you deal with the 2 mana burns. He might actually need to get a BKB. If one fight goes badly for them, one extra fight, he'll probably switch to BKB. I see Aghanim Cedric queued up for now. Like, you need to defend yourself, because there are no defensive tools on your team.
Yeah. This is going to be tough here for the Morphling, but, you know, maybe things start to turn back TNC's way as, you know, they want this Ags on KP. He's about 900 gold, 800, 700 gold away from it. We'll see if KP can lock this up, what he goes for after, if he can even get those 2 primal splits off. That could be a bit of an issue. He's going to have to lead with that, right? From the tree, split, never really in danger, try to get that split.
I think he's tanky enough to be able to survive through, like, combination from the Earth Spirit plus some, like, follow-up. Needs to be careful about the mana burn. Doesn't have a stick. He only has, like, magic stick, but it's in the backpack right now. TNC realizing they could take this opportunity. They could take this Roche for free, pretty much. Dart using a scan on the bottom. They're not having a good read what's happening. Moon was just protecting himself on the bottom, trying to take the tower. TNC will get... Now they know. Now they know something's fishy.
It's just too late. Good read by TNC to recognize that Fnatic weren't capable of taking this themselves and defending it. Frostbite on the Febby. Moonlight Shadow is used. Sentry down for the Dire nearby. They need to be careful. This Sentry is not going to catch that or the vision that's right there inside the jungle. Essence Ring for PL. Pupil's Gift. Dragon Scale. The Radiant. you're 300 gold away from Brewmaster having that axe. Mirana going mech. Will it be full Guardian Greaves there for the Mirana, you think?
Yule Scepter just feels good to have on the hero, especially against the mana burn to have any kind of mana sustain.
Charge in. Massaro's hit by this charge. He doesn't have Chemical Rage for 30 seconds. And he'll charge up a stun, but it's not likely that he lives here, as the Cinder Brew is on him and burning, and KP gets the kill.
A lot of XP, a lot of gold, because you're kind of semi-carry Alchemist in this game. You're not that... Like, you still have a lot of net worth. You're high level, you're level 12. So they need to be careful about that one.
Meanwhile, Gabby takes the top tier 1. He's sitting 1,600 gold away from getting an Ags of his own. If you ask me at this point, who would have more Ags when the draft? I probably would have said Fnatic, seeing that it was an offlane out. But instead, it's going the other way. Shroud Radiance for Bristleback. Almost finished with the Eternal Shroud.
A Shroud is the best item you can get against any kind of mana burn. You just get your mana back. EMP, well, I get my full mana back from that, so I don't care about that. There's also, you know, mana burn coming out from the PL, so you need to have something. He's going into Radiance, Shroud, Lotus Orb, Radiance. I love that build-up. Like, even Lotus Orb is giving him enough mana regen to be able to reset. He can get rid of the silences and, most importantly, Spirit Vessel on either himself or on the Morphling.
Shadow used again as Gabby. He's 700 gold away here, and they should find jabs. Morphs into him, Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the silence and the kill there on to the Earth Spirit, as they're going bottom and looking for DJ. Oh, no.
Massaros
can't
getting
stop
chased.
It. Shadow Amulet. See if it works. They throw down a sentry thinking he might do it again, but they've got that ult. And now they've got Armel right here. Tim's ready to throw an arrow if need be, but Starstorm in, goes to the Shadow Amulet. Arrow hits, Dust is available. Massaros, his life, not long. He's gone again. Armel gets the kill to take the Alchemist pretty much in succession.
It's just free gold that he's feeding, and we can see this is not working out. Like, this offlane Alchemist, he's going for the Shadow Blade, trying to build a Silver Edge to be able to break the Bristleback. I still feel you need a BKB to be able to fight. There are a couple of abilities that go through Magic Immunity. Still, you feel very vulnerable at the moment. It's not a carry Alchemist. It's not one from the previous series where you have like SNY, you have Swift Blink, you have a BKB Abyssal Blade. You're lacking items.
Midas for the Invoker. A 21-minute Midas. We'll see if that pays off.
Wants to be able to scale. You know, they don't get too much farm. Armel getting caught.
Cinder Brew gets the Primal Split off just before the Tornado EMP comes in. They've got the Cyclone onto the Invoker. They've caught him with the stun from the Earth Panda. They will run down Moon, but do they get the kill? There is a sentry down if Moon wants to go into the Ghost Walk, but it's on cooldown at the moment. So Arrow comes in from Tim's, and will get the finishing blow. They kill off this Invoker, and a great fight there from TNC. I know it only gets them the kill on the Invoker, but anything to slow down the Invoker is quite nice. You've got the Ags picked up by Gabby. That means the charge. Oh my god! He's almost as fast as the roll. They're going to come through on the jabs, get the kill, looking at Raven next, who is draining the mana from Gabby, but instead they'll go after DJ. The ult from Febby used onto this Crystal Maiden, and Gabby with a double kill.
And we can see the power of, once again, Morphling +1. Either it's Earthshaker, either it's Spirit Breaker. Once he turns into him, like, so much speed. It's insane. Like, TNC, once again, with their combination, they just love their morph, you know. How are we going to make this hero imbalanced? Well, this is the way. Because he had it at Aegis. I talked about, you know, him being maybe forced to go into BKB. Gets that Aghanim Scepter, didn't feel threatened, has a second life, so he can afford to get that Aghanim Scepter, now goes into BKB to be able to deal with the mana burn.
This is the way.
Phantom Lancer, 0 deaths, 3,000 gold behind Morphling, still, you know, trying to keep up. It's just this Alchemist is a big problem. Like,
Yeah.
he fed a couple of kills, doesn't contribute that much to the team fight. I'd still prefer if he maybe went for a different route, just, you know, get the Aghanim Scepter for someone else.
I'm a little sad. It looks like KP's saving for a Blink Dagger. I wanted him to go for the Shard. I just want to see it in a core role, in a pro game, just once this season.
I think that's going to be his item, possibly. Maybe after getting... Like, BKB is fine. I don't necessarily think you need a Blink Dagger. You have 2 charges, one from Morphling, one from Spirit Breaker, so you're kind of covered in the initiation department. Either a BKB or a Shard here would feel real nice.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up going for as 1,600 gold saved up. Maybe he hasn't thought of it himself just yet. BKB being built for the Alchemist, who is trying to get into that Silver Edge, recognizing that he needs the BKB before finishing off the Silver Edge with those consecutive deaths earlier.
Dire's middle tower is under
1,700
attack.
gold for Brew, Tim's, as well as Armel. They're smoked up. Working on this Radiance. They've got a haste on Brewmaster. They're trying to catch up to Masaros, who is inside these trees. Oh, I think they know exactly where he is. Cinder Brew. Charge comes across to the creep wave. That is so well done by Febby, knowing that he's sitting in the trees. Double dust and, well, still a kill.
Not sure why KP uses the split there. He could have just popped the dust and they would get a kill, but, you know, you have 2 charges, so you don't feel that bad about it. Bristleback, you said, he's getting closer to the Radiance. That's going to help quite a lot against the PL. I like the way TNC itemizes in this game. Bristleback, Ghost Shroud to deal with the mana burn once again. Lotus Orb, remove those Spirit Vessel charges, and also going for the scaling items.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now, okay, Invoker going for the Shard, recognizing that he's taking a back seat here in terms of farm priority, going a little bit of utility with that Shard. Charge coming through, jabs. This is the second time that you're recognizing this is not going to work. They'll get the kill here. Tornado comes in. That's going to hit onto Febby with BKB being popped by Gabby. Working on these illusions, recognizing that that is not a fight you really want to take with the BKB getting lower.
Also, having Bulldoze on Morphling is so good. Just having that status resistance. Well, what's the number on status? 70%. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was like even 80.
It feels like 100.
It feels like you just can't get stunned. That's the feeling.
E-Blade next for him, picks up a gem.
Febby gave him the gem. Febby's actually farmed for a position 5 Spirit Breaker. More farmed than CM, that's for sure. Like, he bought a gem, has an Ogre Axe, going into BKB. I just love overall the itemization that TNC is doing. They understand, like, most of the damage they have is magical. So we're just going to build BKBs.
They're going after Armel. Lotus Orb, charge, coming through onto the illusions. But it doesn't look like they'll commit. Needs to morph into the Spirit Breaker again. There he goes. And has it available to potentially go for that double charge attack. Arcane Rune, bottled up here by Gabby. Ursula did go for that Blink Dagger. Or, Brewmaster, sorry. Making me sad we may not ever see the Void Panda.
Radiance done, double charge. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
And the reinforcements are here on to Masaros.
They don't necessarily need to rush things. If they could get possibly a pick off, turn that into Roche, who will respawn in 40 seconds. They already have a courier, actually 2 couriers inside a bit.
They're going after the Brew. They've got the Magnetize as well as the Silence, and they'll get this kill on a KP. They'll end up losing DJ. BKB's been popped by KP. Goes after, jabs for a second. Moon trying to get into the high ground. Magnetize still rolling. Tornado hits onto the Morphling as well as Febby, the original copy of this Spirit Breaker. They'll buy back on DJ. They're really trying to make something out of potentially nothing as Raven continues to walk forward. Might even catch himself in a bad spot if he goes near those stairs, and they did buy back on DJ, so that is Crystal Maiden's buyback used.
Yeah. Invoker with the shard. I don't think I've ever seen someone rushing this shard early on. It increases like the wall length by 320. Nice number if we had like 2 more to that. Like Dota numbers are just real nice in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of made a big difference there. The extra, and you can vector target it, so you can choose where you want it to go. Kind of easier to execute.
Back in a rush. Aegis cheese.
This is why I didn't like the Brewmaster picking up the Blink Dagger. You can see him still being very vulnerable to any kind of burst, mana burn, silence. BKB just seems like a much safer choice. Or you need to be careful with your positioning because you have 2 charges. You just pop that ulti straight away. No, you don't use other spells. You don't use Thunderclap, no Cinder Brew. You just split instantly.
Yeah, I don't think his position here in this lineup is to be at the front. Like, that's Bristle's position. So you
have
don't
Bristle,
need to
you have
be...
Spirit Breaker, you have Morph who will turn into Spirit Breaker, so you don't necessarily need a mobility item. But, you know, it is what it is.
We'll
Maybe
see.
he makes something out of the item.
Could.
Radiant's bottom tower
Which
is
blink would
under
you
attack.
like to see on him?
Oh no. Maybe Arcane, lower the cooldown on the Primal Split, because Brewmaster is all about that Primal Split, especially once you finish the Axe.
It's like those blink daggers are like choosing the first Pokemon.
Dire's top
Oh,
tower
yeah.
is
Red,
under
blue, and
attack.
green. Which one's for you? Ends up being Pikachu instead. You have no choice.
I'm all about that Generation 1.
Yeah.
I know some from Generation 2, but other than that, yeah, I'm just a boomer. Sorry, chat.
Us boomers are sticking together.
And someone I know tells me, yeah, man, Dingledoo, he's just OP Pokemon. I'm like, what is that?
Dingledoo.
I don't know.
Please, Game Freak, make that a Pokemon.
Maybe it is, considering how many they are. I could have guessed it correctly.
Raven over here just farming the Ancients as Tims comes over with some backing from Armel. Meanwhile, the Smoke Fnatic looking towards bottom. Nobody's home, but TNC wrapped behind him. Charge on the Raven. That gets stopped before it pulls Gabby onto the high ground. They are coming from behind. They need to be careful as Masaros again spotted, and the stun is on to Febby. Can they get to Febby in time? He's gonna die here. They'll TP out on DJ, but there's the Primal Split. They want to go for Masaros, who tries to get through the trees, trying to get away, but eventually spotted by Creep, cycled into the
No
air.
rotations. Mirana trying to use the arrow. Let's see the combo.
Oh,
It's hard to execute. You know, that the spell kind of has a cast animation, but they still get the kill, which is okay. Now Gabby TPing top. There's like drawings on the minimap, what they want to do. Go push mid, go push top lane.
Jebs gonna realize here that that roll might be a mistake. If he can get out, though, it's not. Just escapes. So Gabby unable to stop the TP there from Jab. Still sitting top of the net worth. They have a 16,000 net worth lead. Wow. I mean, this is...
Yeah, I
quite the
kind of
advantage.
missed how it happened so fast. There's just it skyrocketed. Phantom Lancer still 0 deaths, has a new item, new shiny one. I have Scotty, reduced the healing for the Morphling, for the Bristleback. Still doesn't deal damage. Like he needs an extra item, maybe even 2, to be able to deal the damage. Invoker also very limited on that damage. He's more about to control.
Going through with the charge. Wheels up into the air, roll away. BKB's been popped by Gabby, going after DJ. They'll get the kill to the Crystal Maidens there for 70 seconds. Follow that up with the kill on a Moon. He's gone, but has buyback. Masaro's stunned on the run, trying to get back into the base. They'll buy back on Moon. See how he can help as he goes into the Ghost Walk. Has Cold Snap available. Arrow almost coming through and hitting, but for right now, Fnatic are just spectators to this onslaught onto the Tier 3 tower top. They're trying to do some damage here onto Armel, but it just doesn't feel like enough, and eventually he'll just pop the cheese.
They just don't have enough damage to go through Morphling. He also has Aegis, Bristleback, feels pretty much unkillable. Has no mana whatsoever, so maybe that's the play they want to do. Try to burn mana with the EMP. With the Diffusal Blade on Phantom Lancer, it's just a rough one.
Charged by that tornado up in the air. And Raven just trying to send these illusions out. EMP once again. Guardian Greaves comes afterwards. Raven does go forward himself. Well, the real Phantom Lancer, please stand up. They're actually going to charge and put their attention here on to the Alchemist, who charges up a stun and stops Gabby in his tracks for a second, but second stun, second charge. It's almost as good as second dinner.
Like, they don't want to risk anything. Man, Gabby's Morphling is just always pleasure to watch. He's just insanely talented on the hero. Drop the gem on the ground. Cute little trick. You can see uphill. Gabby gets the D ward. He actually put the gem on the high ground for some reason.
Charge all the way through. Moon trying to blink away, but still dead all the way behind the Ancient. They're going to focus their attention on a DJ Freezing Field, more just like a chill in the wind.
Yes, sir. I believe this game is officially over. Fnatic, they have one set of barracks left on the bottom, but the Water Space Cow is a bit too strong.
Going for this bottom tier 3 and the bottom set of racks. Just trying to seal the deal here. Fnatic holding on as best they can with the Geomagnetic Grip coming through, as well as the Sun onto the Brewmaster. Raven focuses his attention onto the Brew, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. He does have the Primal Split available, goes to the Thunderclap. Oh, actually he doesn't have it available. It's lit up, but there are 0 charges. They get the kill on him as Saros. He just needs a couple seconds longer. There's the Primal Split, but with the Primal Split, the GG call comes through, and Fnatic will lose game 1 to TNC. TNC played
they
perfect.
tried something. They tried this offlane Alchemist. I've seen different things in different regions, in EU, a couple of times. He's going for that like rush Aghanim Scepter, give it to one of your teammates to be able to scale and just hit that timing. The other time I saw like Aghanim Scepter into Alchemist, the Blink Solar Crest from the Alliance yesterday. This time around it's a Battle Fury Alch. You know, it's something. It's super greedy and very punishable. TNC managed to punish it.
Yeah, you can see how it really hurt the Invoker and hurt the farm around, and you know, losing him a couple times leads to a lot of gold going to TNC, who played that really well. To break it down even further, again, it's the handsome crew over at the analyst desk. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Beakup and Lacoste. Yep, greed is good until it isn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out for Fnatic. Not what we were expecting from that offlane Alchemist, going for the Battle Fury. I mean, talk me through it, guys. What was the thought process there?
There's no thought process, really.
There's, yeah.
Like, actually, just feels like this is like Overwatch case griefing my game.
We're in the green room, and I'm to Nomad. I took off my glasses. I'm like, okay, is that Alchemist buying a Battle Fury on the offlane? What's happening here? It's unbelievable, really.
You want to do that? You gotta be a carry player of a team.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
You have PL, you have Invoker who eventually buys the Midas. That's literally griefing. If you're on the offlane and you buy a Battle Fury in a situation such as this one, I don't see what you accomplish in any of the team fights. How do you pressure the map? How do you do anything? You're buying a Shadow Blade even. You're playing into this combination of Morphling plus Spirit Breaker. You can't go kill a Creep Wave and run away because you're instantly charged the moment you... That's why he ended up with 1-8. And to make things worse, if you're some poor offlaner, like let's say Centaur with a Blink, you show up, you kill a Creep Wave, you die for it. Never mind, you baited everyone on that side. You also pushed a wave. You did something. But as an Alchemist, you're sitting second on your team's net worth. And you're just dying 1 minute after another.
You're giving away so much gold doing that as well.
Exactly.
You know, the Centaur gives away not much. The Alchemist's giving up so much. And and also, you know, because they had the Aghanims on this Morphling, he was the one there getting the kills, being active, and drinking in all that gold from the Alchemist. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see the gold breakdowns of this game because it's going to tell a story, that's for sure.
Okay, so now I want to ask Black. Griefing, not guilty, or not enough evidence?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Dang.
No, seriously, like, I'm sure the team must have, like, you speak about that before it happens, right? Like, I don't know why they came to the conclusion that is a thing they want to try. But I actually thought he was just going to give Aghanim's to the Invoker or a PL, you know, give him a power spike in the early game. I don't
Even
know.
just build some utility. Even just some utility
Yeah,
would be
some
nice.
Blink, Solar Crest, whatever.
Solar Crest, yeah.
Yeah, but Battlefield was like the last item I thought. When I saw it in the quick buy, I was like, yeah, nah, it's gonna go away from it. But happens.
Another
TNC
gold breakdown.
Still played very well.
That's the one I'm looking at. 13.6k gold gained from enemy heroes.
I'm just sad for Fnatic, not for Fnatic, I'm sad for Masarus right now because
Yeah.
we talked about him. He's had some really good games throughout the tournament.
That
I
was
don't-
not one of them.
Yeah, I don't want this one to be a big stain on his overall performance if they lose the whole series.
But if you don't want that, then you shouldn't do something like that because that is literally game losing. And yeah, I mean, TNC, you know, good on them. They punished it, but I really felt that the game was super easy for them. Every fight was like 4v5 or 3v5 even because Alchemist and PL are farming on each jungle.
I just have to also congratulate Febby. It was very apparent that he prayed to Dota Lords.
No,
Dota
we all know
gods.
it's skill. It's not luck.
It's not luck, of course, but you need to prepare for it. He obviously
Yes.
prepared those bashes. He charges mid. Armel isn't even trying to go for the kill.
Yeah.
And you can just see a couple of bashes on that Invoker, and then he dies.
He's like, oh, okay then, I'll take it.
I'll take the kill.
In Gaben giveth and Gaben taketh away. But we're starting to see a pattern with TNC. In step 1, they pick Morphling. Step 2, Gabby picks Morphling. And step 3, he gets MVP. And that's exactly what's happened here, as once again we're giving that MVP over to Gabby on his Morphling. Because this guy, I mean, look at those stats. Those bars are full. He is doing so much work on this Morphling every single time we see it. This guy, I mean, is there a point where they got to think about banning it out, do you think?
I mean, not to take anything away from him, he did have a very easy lane, and they had like no preparation in the draft against him other than the PL.
Yeah.
So he played his cards really well, you know. I do think they could have potentially, you know, picked something a little bit better against him. But with what he was facing, perfect itemization. I mean, just in general, at TNC have all these stupid Morphling combos. Like, just ban that thing away from them.
Yeah, just ban out the Morphling. Don't ban
First
out all
phase
the combos.
morphs, okay.
Yeah.
We got lots of time to counter you, lots of room. But second phase, just get it out.
On the other hand, you have first phase Alchemist that's going Battle Fury from the offlane.
Two sides
That
to
will
every
never
story.
stop. Now, this is he's done.
I don't think anyone's done. I don't think anyone's done. It's just time to refresh, okay? Time to, you know, reset. Press that reset button, and of course, you know, if you're sitting in a secret lab chair, then you can sit there very comfortably and wait for the next game, which isn't going to be too long. But you know, if you guys don't have a secret lab chair, then you might want to consider getting one, as they are the official seating sponsor of the DPC SDA powered by PGL. We will see you after this break for game number 2 of Fnatic versus TNC.
I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
I got you.
Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Change your brain.
Hello and welcome back to the DPC. My name is Merma. Joining on the panel is Lizard and Black to break down game number 2 of Fnatic versus TNC. Game number 1, a bit of confusing series, a bit of a confusing game to start off this series at any rate. We don't really know what happened there, you know. We saw the Alchemist, we were kind of excited with theory crafting. Ooh, Cataclysm. Ooh, the new doppelganger thingy. Ooh, very exciting stuff. And then he's like,
I'll go Battle Fury.
I'll go Battle Fury.
Yeah, just Battle Fury. I'm gonna carry, boys.
Not just Battle Fury, Brown Boots Battle Fury.
into Shadowblade. Silver
Into
Edge.
Shadow.
Because he
Yeah.
wanted to break the
wanted
bristleback.
To break the bristleback, but in the end, he ended
got
up
broken.
breaking his own team.
Yes.
That's what happens sometimes. But nevertheless, we're going to get over it, and you guys should too as we jump into game number 2. Perhaps we get a more well-rounded... I mean, to be fair, I didn't hate the draft. Like, we've predicted for them. We didn't hate the draft. It's more the fact that they didn't do what we expected, and they ended up with 2 carries where the problem lay. So if they don't do that, I think we're going to have a much closer series. But it's a shame that this first game is kind of just a bit of a write-off, you know? Did you ever see it working?
No.
No.
I mean, I can see it working if
Battle
instead of
Fury,
PL, you have like an Ember.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Ember can fight, I can farm, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you have a PL who is super greedy, and then you just build Battle Fury.
And you have an Invoker as well, remember?
Minute 21 Midas.
Who did go for Vessel and then decided, I guess I'm farming too. What can I do?
It actually felt like every pub game. You're like, man, his entire team is farming, I'm going Midas.
It looked like he raged at the Alchemist, like, okay, you're going Battle Fury, here you go, I'm queuing up Midas, and he just goes for it.
It almost felt to me like he was like, all right, so when's my axe coming? I got my Spirit Vessel. He looks like clicks on the guy. He's like, oh. Oh.
Midas.
Yeah, cue up the Midas, go off the microphone. You know, no, I'm sure there's... but, you know, we were saying in between the games, you know, like, there's a point where it has to be considered, you know, like, we don't want to throw Masaris under the bus here. You're like, yes, it's a questionable decision, but surely...
his item build should be thrown under the bus, right?
Yes, yeah, but surely there must have been the conversation about why they're picking this offlane Alchemist, what they wanted to do with it. You know, the team structure needs to come together. I mean, why was that conversation not had,
They
do you
did
think?
say before in an interview that communication is the biggest problem. So maybe there was something that we don't know about that happened.
And
but
this, when you first pick it like this, and then you go for a build that's so weird, I think you have practiced it. I think it is something that worked for you before. Maybe they got misled by a couple of wins in their scrims as well, and maybe that Shadowblade... You know, there's this idea, you buy that Shadowblade, you play on the enemy map, you're annoying, you double tap the creep wave, then you run away, but it doesn't work versus Spirit Breaker and Morphling, because you just get charged.
Doesn't work against one Spirit Breaker.
Exactly, and then you have Mirana as well,
Then you've got
constantly
2.
catching with dust, so overall, yeah, it's extremely difficult to execute, and it goes against every Dota logic that's on this panel, which there's a bit of it, not quite a lot, but there's
We
some
try our
logic here.
darndest. Well, game number 2, just around the corner. I'm wondering if we're going to get that Morphling banned out by Fnatic.
I predict second phase. First phase is a bit too early. I think you have plenty of room to counter it. But second phase, you know, if you really get that 4th pick Morphling, it can be a bit tricky.
I think that's PL
They
overall.
banned their own Alchemist. They're like, nah, bro. You don't do this again.
We've seen this so many times. Team that fails completely with a pick, they just ban it out instantly.
It's to save face, you know. You don't want the other enemy team picking it and winning with it, because then you're like, ooh.
Even worse. It feels
Yeah,
even worse.
exactly.
And then TNC also builds Battle Fury. Here's how you do it.
And he wins with it. And then this panel is like, wow, what a good build.
We just leave.
It's-
To be honest, I'm glad the Alchemist didn't win. You know, I'm not biased or anything, but I would not like imagine pub games when these offlane players see that you can go Battle Fury and
Man,
win.
even this offlane guy that I told you about that was playing Alchemist with me in pubs, he went Necros at least. It's something, you know, like you have very early Necro 3, you pressure the map. It's kind of nice.
All right, let's get into
Raven's
this
hair
game.
looks more stressed now than before.
Oh no, more bedraggled.
Yeah.
They're fine.
I mean, his hair still looks neater than mine does most of the time.
They don't look very happy overall, though. They're a
look
little
pretty
bit
grumpy,
shaken
yeah.
up by that first game.
Especially Mastros looks a bit down.
Oh, hello. He's there. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Okay, Alchemist banned out and Pangolier by Fnatic. On the other side, TNC with the Puck and the IO. OD was pretty much untouched the last game, right? So we might see
Until
something.
the last pick.
Yeah, last ban.
Last ban, yep.
We might see something similar here, or we might even see it picked up instantly.
Ooh.
Or Oracle.
There's Phoenix Mars, though, and Oracle as well
Phoenix
that are left.
Mars, Oracle. Puck is banned.
Yeah,
It doesn't really seem like the nerf, like,
Enigma.
stop teams from really picking Puck. Huh? Still
All
very
right,
strong
Fnatic
hero.
with a very flexible Enigma
Oh
pick.
no, we know what's coming. Okay, I'm going TNC, boys.
All right, so just to give some context to those of you who may not have seen Fnatic's previous games, we have had some.
All of them.
Yeah, they've tried it on 3 roles so far, and on every single role, it didn't look fantastic. I think it's fair
Quite
to say.
the opposite, in fact.
Maybe the opposite of Fnatic. Yeah.
Yeah, look at
It didn't work.
Look at how
okay?
happy they are.
Wow.
Just,
They're like,
Gabby, like he's like
Rubik, let's go.
I mean, they should be happy though. Like, the coming into that game, they must have been like, goodness gracious me, we do not have much to deal with this PL, you know, we haven't really seen its ags. Maybe they know something we don't about the PL ags. It could be really broken. Yeah, I'd be scared if I was them, but
Man, this
Bounty
crushed it.
Hunter, Enigma.
the 2 cursed heroes. Yikes.
Take a deep breath. Black. Now, what do you say about these two?
You can continue.
No, nothing really.
Yeah.
All right, Enigma and Bounty Hunter. We have seen some Bounty Hunter on 4 do
What's
well.
the synergy? One
But-
wants to farm,
we didn't
one
see
wants
some
to...
bounty hunters.
One wants to
doing
fight a
well.
little bit, one wants to control the lane. Okay, if this is offlane Enigma, then you can pretty much unchain the Bounty Hunter from that lane, and he can do his own thing on the map, right? Which is
Which
kind of
isn't
nice.
even that good, though.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's something. But do you really want to play offlane Enigma into a Rubik as well? That's the problem. You can. There's a build. Either go for Necros or for full utility with Greaves and whatnot.
Yeah.
Without actually thinking
Or you
about...
just buy Blink, BKB, and Lincolns.
Which is a huge investment to which you never get.
Just get
but
it.
Yeah, just get it. You're going to have the track kill. No, overall, in the lane itself, Bounty plus Enigma can do well.
I already feel like this Enigma is completely useless, though. Wraith King does not care at all about Enigma, and Rubik is a hard counter to Enigma. Like, I feel like this beginning is already like 90-10 TNC. Like,
I agree.
like, hands down TNC won the opening.
And they instantly ban out the Monkey King because it's one of the go-to carries versus Wraith King. Fnatic now, they need to find a way to at least make this a little bit easier for themselves and counter the Wraith King who's been picked so early on. You know
Gabby's
this
making some music.
Yeah.
Music? Pressing his chair? Wait a minute, is
Oh,
that
it's
a
a-
secret lab chair I
It's-
see?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
Well,
secret
those things can make music. I mean, they can make anything happen. And, no, I mean, look at how comfortable these guys are. You know, wonderful chairs, wonderful brand. They are also the sponsor of the DPC SEA. And as you can see, if you want to be as happy as Gabby is right here, then get yourself a secret lab chair.
I
Go
wonder
for it.
if they had them all along, or just, you know, they got them fresh in for the series.
Or
Because
it's just another chair with a sticker on. No, they're secret lab chairs.
No,
for sure.
they got them when they started winning, pretty much.
Yeah.
They first got them, and then instantly you get 1,000 MMR with.
Must
it
have got
comes
a
with
new
the chair.
gaming chair, yeah.
it comes with the chair.
Yeah. Well, Moon looks like a villain from anime. Look at that.
About to push up the glasses and go, you've activated my trap.
He's so still, brooding in the dark.
He's like the
Yes.
guy from Marvel, like that mastered the art of moving so slowly that he's invisible. He's not moving. He's actually,
My guy's concentrating.
he's not talking.
Yeah, there,
Oh, the beast has awakened.
Dude, he's
Run, ye fools!
he's our protagonist, which has just taken the loss, and he's feeling a bit down, but he's about to find his energy. He's about to be inspired.
By a
He's gonna
flashback
come-
of his girlfriend that
Telling her
is in
telling
trouble
her-
somewhere.
Yeah, you could do it, Moon San.
And he's like, "Whoa!"
It's the revenge arc for him. That's what's happening.
Revengus.
No, he's a good guy. It's redemption, not revenge.
Ah, redemption. whatever.
Redemption. We see Beastmaster DP banned out, so they want to slow down the game. They don't want to get pushed down.
Nope.
Okay, one good thing about Enigma is if you do reach that timing with everything that you said, like
Timing.
Lincoln's, BKB, and Blink,
Yeah, if the game goes 70 minutes.
That timing is always
which
very
isn't really
scary.
reachable anymore. Not long time ago, but let's say at the beginning of last year, you had that Midas build, and then you have 15% cooldown reduction, and you could pretty much get those items with the rushed Midas very early on. But it isn't the case. I see players even skipping the cooldown reduction talent. No one buys Midas even.
I wanted to say, maybe if they pick a Storm, they can jump the Rubik, but then they ban the Storm themselves. So that's not what they're looking for, obviously. So what are they looking for?
Silencer. Position 5. You jump in with the black hole and then you silence them.
The good old combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, 'cause, to me, Wraith King versus Enigma is a very interesting matchup because, on the one hand, it's very nice that you can be black holed and not really care. You can just kind of lounge around in the black hole like it's a hot tub and wait to respawn if they do kill you. But on the other hand, there's also the Midnight Pulse factor, which is, it's a long spell, it does percentage-based damage, you're a strength hero, and I feel like it's kind of a two-way street.
Yeah, I watched this matchup in the lane as well quite a lot, played it too. And you can do well as an Enigma versus Wraith King. It's not that hard, but Wraith King will go to the jungle. And if he does go for the Necro build that's very popular right now, you can burn Wraith King's mana too, which is nice.
True enough.
Morphling and Wraith King.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know what's
TNC
up with
picked
these greedy
Morphling.
drafts
King.
today.
Gabby, Morph King, and Wraith King, yeah.
Oh, look at that giggle. Febby, you naughty boy. You know what you've done.
Ah.
He's like, ha 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 ha, they have to pick Spirit Breaker now. If they don't do it, then we're going to take it.
The men morph again, fools.
He knows exactly what Fnatic are going through right now.
DJ is like,
He's just
God,
like, yeah, he
not
doesn't
this
want to be in
again.
this. He's like...
Unimpressed. Very
He's
unimpressed.
probably the one who's going to have to play the Spirit Breaker as well. So he's like,
He's like, yeah, do it.
I don't want to do
it
that.
now.
I don't want to play the
But then
cat.
there's Spirit Breaker, Bounty Hunter, Enigma.
Jesus. Doesn't sound great. And Spirit Breaker is a great pick into Bounty Hunter as well. We didn't mention that, but it's a really good answer.
And PL is banned, so no
Oh,
PL.
man.
There's still Anti-Mag.
All right, I love you, Febby, but he is playing the villain
That
right
would be
now.
a pretty good pick, right? Like
What's
it's not a great combo with Bounty or Enigma, but
But what is?
exactly.
Timber.
And they go with the Timber.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be 90% your position 5 Enigma. You give Masaros his Timber, it's his full comfort zone. It can be a 4 Enigma as well, but I think it's 5. Just the same way EU plays it. Just secure that lane, make their offlaners suffer.
I'm pretty sure it's just an offlane Wraith King now. They just put Morph against the Timber, which is a super easy matchup. You can't really get pressured as Morphling against Timber. And then you have Rubik Wraith King, which is a pretty damn strong lane, especially against something like an Enigma.
What do you do with an offlane Wraith King? Old school Blink
Yeah, just
again?
blink. You can even build like into a faster Aghanim's, which means your Rubik can always get the black hole off if he steals it, even if he gets taken down. Or you just build auras also, like
Or
pipe
you just,
Wraith King.
or you just do the normal thing, put the Wraith King safe lane, relegate him to the jungle when
So you
Timber
want
is
to put
level
Morph
5.
middle, or
Huh?
you want to put Morph middle then?
And put Morph mid, yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Oh,
And there you go, another one.
oh man.
Who could have
Okay.
seen this one coming?
This time around, it feels much better to have Timber on the offlane than an Alchemist, though, right?
I mean,
Yes.
can't
This-
feel much worse.
It can't be much worse. Yeah. Can you imagine a worse offlaner than an Alchemist? Maybe an Arc Warden?
Even then, I feel I can pressure at least.
I mean, Alchemist obviously Neo did work, but with a specific build.
Okay, if Arc Warden goes Midas first, no boost or something,
Yeah, but if he goes Necros, he's still better, right? He can
Yeah.
at least play.
or Brute Mother that rushes Midas first.
You guys really need to get over this Alchemist. It's in the past, guys.
Okay,
it's
so
gone. It's
let-
not going to haunt you anymore.
TNC, they're doing the same thing
Like
they did in the
him.
first game, but they might fall a little bit short against this Timbersaw with all those charges because he can be that wall that protects Fnatic from the early aggression.
You know what? Fnatic are stepping it up. They go for the Lycan. They want to pressure a bit. And
They have to.
Yeah.
Because late game, they're not winning. So this Lycan, if it's Wraith King offlane, he's going to free farm. If it's... I mean, it's really greedy. If it's Wraith King safe lane, Morphling middle, they pick something like an SF. I don't think TNC can stop them. So I think they have to put the Wraith King to the offlane and put something mid that can kind of weather the storm. Something like a Kunkka again. But they banned it already, Fnatic did. So Kunkka is out. Bristleback is an option once more. Although you're playing against
for TNC
Timber.
versus Timber, yeah.
Yeah, but you need something. Tidehunter is also banned.
Something versus Lycan.
Yeah.
Tide is out.
Something to also
Timber is
just
stolen. Kunkka banned.
just the stall. Because you need to stall for this Morphling to be strong. Invoker is not a choice. Underlord can work, yeah. But Fnatic's probably going to ban that one as well.
Yeah.
Would seem likely.
Kunkka and Underlord do the same thing, pretty much.
You're again playing versus the Timbersaw, but Underlord, at least he brings some roots, the percentage damage as well. You can build into an Atos too, so...
Yep.
Just all right. They banned the Bat
Bad
Rider.
Rider.
Oh, another
Could
hero.
protect the Timbersaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Pangolier be an option as well for TNC.
Banned out
Banned?
very early on, yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're forgiven.
You're the host. You can make these mistakes.
True, it's not my job to be smart.
So,
Which is a good thing.
Fnatic... I mean, what can they pick here? That's
Come on back. We believe in
complementing
you.
their lineup.
Dig deep.
Like that SF that you called, we have seen it in SEA do wonders. And
Yeah,
it's
I
playing
like
China
SF
region as
They
well.
need stuns though, right? Like, they don't have lockdown currently.
They don't have any stuns.
Shuriken and Black Hole.
Malefice.
yeah, Shuriken, Malphus, Black Hole.
That's plenty. Mid Lion.
Wait, OD is still
Every
in the
damn
pool.
time.
Odie's still in the pool. I thought Odie is really good for TNC, but Fnatic,
Versus Morphling, it's
Invoker again.
All right.
Moon Invoker once again. You do get that vessel builder if Bounty Hunter isn't buying it. Invoker obviously gets it a lot earlier. You also get the Quaswax Invoker with EMP versus the Wraith King, which is nice.
How about...
Some control.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
TNC can't go anything greedy. They can't go like TA. They can't do anything like that. They need...
Yeah, no.
Aren't you putting Morphling
Wait.
mid now once again and just Wraith King safe lane?
Yeah, it's possible. It's
They want an
possible.
offlaner.
Then you pick an offlane that pressures Lycan, which is...
I'll see. No?
Oh, they
Bristle
do go
again.
Bristleback.
Bristleback.
Okay.
I mean, we said it was one of the choices. Doesn't strike us as really good this game.
You're playing into Midnight Pulse as Bristle. You're playing into Timbersaw as well.
You're playing into EMP and Vessel coming out.
Is it better than Underlord? Is it better than any of the other picks you could have come up with? I think it's...
Oh, it's an offlane.
mid.
It's an offlane Wraith King, by the way, like you called it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have seen an Alchemist offlane in that last game, and Black made a good question. Can it get any worse than an offlane Battle Fury Alchemist?
If it goes Midas Radius,
If it
maybe.
goes Midas Radius,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of...
We're about to find out. Alrighty. Once again, very unconventional. This matchup is certainly delivering on the creative drafts and the gameplay. Certainly top-notch as well. But guys, what are we thinking about this game number 2? Which way is this one going to go?
I think I need Lacoste.
Can we summon Lacoste?
Sure, we can summon Lacoste. Let's bring in our casters, Beakup and Lacoste, to help us out here with these predictions.
He's summoned.
He comes!
Here I am.
Hey, buddy.
Help me, help
just
me
had
out
to
here. I'm
check.
confused.
You know what I just did? I checked the drafts. I checked both of the drafts because I'm not sure who has what. Then I came back here on the camera and I forgot who has who. Who has which heroes.
You're like a baby. You don't remember things if they disappear from your fighter's point of
Exactly,
view. I'm going to make
exactly.
Peekaboo with you after this, and you're going to
I'll
love
go
it.
with TNC. I
right.
think they have
better.
Not
Help me
sure
out
what, but they have.
They have
help me
stuff.
out.
I feel
Wraith
like
King.
it's easier also for TNC with this.
Morphling.
It's an easier game for them. You know, they have tools to deal with this. We will run at you lineup coming out from Fnatic. I think like Bristleback is a very good option where you can just fight all the time, fight around like an ulti.
Did he convince you?
All right.
He
No,
convinced
I'm going
me?
to go with Fnatic.
Okay, I'm going TNC.
Yeah. The
All right.
Timber versus Bristle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Lizard here. I'm going Fnatic as well. I mean, mind you, the Morphling... No, I'm going Fnatic. Let's get it over with. Beakup, what are you thinking? We're pretty split right now.
Do I have a pause?
No.
No, game started. Okay, so
They're actually running at each other right now.
TNC. Stop
TNC.
that.
All right.
That is a
Over
lie.
to you, Beakup.
You guys are liars. TNC, though. We're going to take it.
Oh, they actually are. Over to you guys, Ekop and Lacostas. They are fighting right now. Go, go.
They actually are not fighting. It's DJ Invis. You guys, come on. Putting me in high-pressure situations like this. I still can't trust you guys.
Yeah, they're a bunch of liars, bunch of losers. Like we don't not want to be associated with them.
I trust the Morphling again. I chose TNC. You just can't not trust Morphling on TNC.
It's just too strong, you know. Gabby playing it once again. They have Spirit Breaker on top of that. They're just playing the same combo. If Earthshaker Morphling is not in the game, they will find, you know, ways to break the game, find a way how to make Gabby's morph imbalanced.
They always find a way. It'll be Fnatic with 3 bounties to TNC's 1.
And it's also Enigma into Rubik, so like Rubik will have a pretty good game. Raking doesn't care, you know, too much about the black hole, has 2 lives. There are a lot of counter picks in this game. Like Rubik is great against the Timber Saw as well. You steal any of his abilities, pure damage, great against the Timber. But then again, you have Timber Saw playing against the Bristleback. I hear a lot of goose.
Yeah, the Viscous Nasal Goose stacking up on Moon. But the one thing I wanted to ask is, DJ went to the Shadow Walk first. What does he do in lane? Like, does he do anything in lane for level 1?
Oh, that's the classic from my pubs, where he just hides and leeches XP. Bro, listen, I have this. I just need level 2. So DJ will body block that camp. It's very important because like you don't put that much pressure with Lycan and the Bounty Hunter, and just 2 good side pull camps could make your lane a whole lot of difficult.
DJ now hit with the Wraith Fire Blast, and we'll get back to Invis.
Raking matches up nicely against like these melee heroes. Has a potential as the offlaner. I just want to see what his item build is going to be. I do not want to see Hand of Midas into Battle Fury into Radiance type of thing. You know, something we've seen in the game number 1 where they were just trying to go full greed. Like, maybe Orb of Corrosion is a cheap damage, slow, a lot of kill potential in the lane.
Yeah.
You also need to get more points in the stun, at least like 2 points.
If you can get Orb of Corrosion, Telekinesis, Wraith Fire Blast, Fable, like, I think you're pretty much locking down a kill on the bounty.
Now, this Raking should free farm on the bottom lane. That's why they set up the lanes this way.
It's already 12-0. So he's doing a good job already. It's quite nice.
Also, you know, I talked about Timbersaw having a good time against the Bristleback, against the Raid King. They can potentially have 2 Timbersaws. 1 from Rubik, 1 from the Morphling. So it's not that good of a Timbersaw game to start with. Always these 2 heroes paired up together, Morphling and Rubik. Well, you have a spell. Well, we'll have a better spell, and we'll have 1 extra.
Especially at some point, you're assuming that Morphling will
bottom lane.
grab
That's
an
what
axe,
Bounty Hunter is going to do in this lane. Answer is give first blood.
Now the one true king has taken his head. And we'll get first blood, and TNC already looking like they're having a fantastic time down here bottom. 22-1 for KP. And that's some wolves.
You're not pressured.
That's
You're
some
really
creeps.
not pressured at all. This lineup from Fnatic, they need to get the ball going, get the levels, get that Lycan Book 3, and start playing with Enigma, Eidolons. He also has 2 Sage Mask. I believe he's also going to go possibly into that Necro Book. I do not want to see like more than Necro 1. It just feels like a bit of a waste on Enigma.
We've seen Enigmas at least.
We've seen different item builds.
Yeah.
We've seen yesterday from Baboka him going Ether Lens.
Yeah. And he was holding the 2 Sages masks the entire game, I believe. So, taking a look over at bottom again. Bounty, Orb of Venom, little phase boots. He's got himself 2 CS as he's trying to pull this camp over and maybe get a
Bounty,
little bit
bro,
more.
you need to calm down with those last hits. 2 already.
Yeah, so I don't even know if Jab's is going to make anything from these two Sages Mess, just based on what I saw from Boga yesterday. But obviously, two different regions, two different styles of play, two different players, whole different thing. DJ, again, just still trying to use the Shadow Walk. Gennadi's also got the Shuriken tossed. Meanwhile, Tim's, he'll have Boots coming out. KP, he's got Orb of Venom in phase. So, let's see. DJ just under their noses and immediately eats a Wraith Fire Blast whenever he's going to show himself. And the damage coming in, you just can't sustain that if you're DJ.
Yeah, steal my money, I steal your HP pretty much. Your life steals off of it, deals a ton of damage.
Now, the cost of taking that much damage is 12 gold admission.
It's the biggest bait in Dota history. You know. There was a good Reddit thread about it. You know, bounty goes in, steals your 12 gold, gets harassed, gets stunned, uses a healing salve, is AFK for 10 plus seconds, comes back, steals more gold. They repeat the same thing. You're half HP, you do not have any regen left, so you're using the courier. It was a funny story.
Tim's just sapping some experience here away from Jabs. I think they spotted that courier coming over. I think they actually spotted Jabs himself making that rotation in to the triangle. So his courier goes down, and, well, Enigma now dealing inside the Dire jungle. This is some aggressive farming.
Let's see how they're going to punish that. Charge. It's a level 2 Enigma.
Yeah, Malefice out onto Tim's. The charge will come all the way through. It'll take some time. Telekinesis. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter one shot from dead. Not sure he can really help out himself. They're going to use the Tornado on Febby to make sure that he doesn't go onto this Enigma. Well done by Moon, who's not having as difficult as a game. You know, Armel, he does have 10 more CS, but Moon isn't dying constantly over mid.
Yeah, I'm worried about this Enigma. Enigma is only level 2, 6 minutes in. Quite surprising, you know. Enigma is a hero that farms the jungle much faster than some other heroes. And we're having a word from production that Spirit Breaker was level 1, now hit level 2. I was not aware of that. Thank you very much.
Getting a little bit low. Of course, now Febby goes and gets the bash at level 2. He'll bash on his first hit. Always nice. And DJ was searching. He was maybe hoping he could catch a bristle. Whether it was to his back or his face, who knows? Tim's over here. DJ again. He's just scouting vision at the moment. We're not really feeling the effectiveness of this bounty just yet.
He's a walking ward, pretty much.
Which that combined with the fact that, you know, you are low level on the Enigma too is a bit of a problem. Febby committing for this. He's under the tower, in some trouble. DJ comes around, so does Jabs.
Get that level 2 Spirit Breaker.
Oh, can they get him? Shuriken toss? The trees! Salve? Oh,
he used salve. He tried to go for a sneaky one, you know, salve a bit, charge something.
Maybe get a charge out, yeah. That would have been pretty impressive if he was able to salve, get enough health to charge away.
Also pretty impressive that they got 160 gold for that kill. Orb of Corrosion, done on Wraith King, some cheap damage, more slow, going into hand of Midas.
Tornado misses, but they do have the EMP. Raven will use that shapeshift. DJ coming over. And, well, it's looking like KP will fall here. Shuriken toss and a right click from Raven, so slowing down this Wraith King. That being said, you've got Morphling getting some space. Wraith King still sitting second on the net worth after that.
Now, Wraith King will struggle in this game with the Reincarnation. He just put a point in it. You're playing against Mana Burn from the Necro units, EMP.
So he'll need that shard.
He'll need that shard, exactly. You never feel safe playing into Invoker, and especially Invoker plus the Necro units. Now, Febby's acting like he's level 7 Spirit Breaker, climbing high ground, just checking out what's up there. See if there are any stacks.
It is not the same game for him. He was high level before in the last game. This time he's still level 2, 10 minutes into the game. And this has been a day of, like, very farm supports. I think this is the lowest supports have been throughout all 5 games so far at this point.
Breaker, still level 2.
Get some experience mid. Or at
He
least
needs
try
to get something, you know, done. Try to stack, possibly. Clear those stacks. Later on, someone else clears it, and you get the XP, or just give him a lane. Rubik is level 5, but he also kind of needs the tome.
Stacks being cleared by Armel. Going into the Vanguard. Orchid for the Invoker this time, and you could feel the difference. Like, Moon has a lot more of the map available for him to farm. His lane's not going poorly, so when he's not kicked out, he can continue to just keep himself towards, you know, a decent spot in the network. DJ getting chased. There is a sentry down. They're going to continue to go for this bounty and eventually finish him off, as well as pick up a bounty rune after depleting that bottle. KP still wants this Midas.
I'm very greedy. I'm having flashbacks from the previous game. Battle Fury Alchemist. It's an offlane Raid King. Moon scouting him out. Mana burn is there.
Yeah, looking to get the kill on the Wraith King while over top. Armel comes in. Raven chasing. Tornado missing on the KP over in the bottom lane. Armel dancing around the tower. Timber Chain comes across. Spirit Breaker's right here. Masaro's now eating this Viscous Nasal. Can they get the kill on a KP? DJ coming over. Dust is used. That'll send him back while over top again. Masaros goes to the Timber Chain. They have stolen Timber Chain. They're right on top of the Timber Saw, who gets hit by Telekinesis right before he Timber Chains away. And Febby will claim the life of this Timber Saw.
And while all this was happening, I was watching the bottom Raid King. He was being chased by 3 heroes. Track is online. He step dodges to the side, Tornado, and then Bounty Hunter is chasing him. He just got mana for the reincarnation, pops the dust just to slow him down and runs away. What a play from KP.
Really well done there. And buying some space, enough to get the kill into the Timber. And oh boy, Tim's Shuriken. Ooh, okay. Survives.
It's all about the survival for TNC in this game. Try not to lose. Try to keep your towers alive. Timbersaw is the hero that wants to snowball. He does not have any kills. Gabby's doing a very good job just staying away from the Timbersaw. Like, most of the carries will probably just stay there, try to contest the Timbersaw. Instead,
DJ
he went
caught again.
He went for the jungle. DJ.
Tim's with, I guess, a little bit of revenge. You track and try and kill me. Well, you're unsuccessful.
It's a good
I
Rubik
will be
game.
successful.
You have so many good spells to steal. Like, either you steal a track, anything from the Timbersaw against Timber. Like, even Tornado works real nice. And, of course, the Black Hole.
Yeah, they have Blink Black Hole available. We'll see how it gets used, who they're going to go for. That Blink getting delivered, I believe. Yeah, it's on the courier. Meanwhile, Gabby going into the Manta. Tornado EMP. And KP low on mana once again. Trying to hold as many Magic Wand charges as he can. Make sure he has mana for reincarnation.
Might is done. Just needs to use the courier. Nah, it's paying off. Like,
Oh, this should be Black Hole.
Didn't get the morph off.
Yeah, dead very quickly. Ulti used, just not in time. And, well, that's going to be Febby giving up a second. So, a quick 1-2 gut punch from Fnatic. Now taking a 1K lead. I mean, that's going to happen when you're unable to shift and Black Hole gets used. But it's on a big cooldown. We'll see if there ends up being a retaliation here from TNC. Tim's coming over, Fable used,
look
and
at that
now the Raid Fire
speed.
Blast.
Necronomicon Warrior with Alacrity.
Tornado EMP, Bristle. $2K gold. Advantage here for Fnatic. TNC, it seems like, yeah, they're waiting on Gabby, but can they keep this game together close enough with what Fnatic are throwing their direction at the moment?
I'm just having the same feeling from the previous game that if Fnatic this time around keeps the pressure going, they just might be able to win it. I want to see how the next like 2 fights are gonna go. Also,
Yeah.
there's a Roche possibility for Fnatic. You have Eidolons who are maxed out now, level 4, Necrobook 3 already done, and he's going into Orchid, something that we see quite a lot, especially in Southeast Asia region on Lycans, where like you go on a hero. I mean, Gabby will have that Manta style pretty soon, just needs 1,000 more gold.
They're going to have double Orchid,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
as Invoker will have one, and so will the Lycan. Still trying to figure out where KP's going with this Midas. I'm hoping it's not Midas Radiance.
I mean, it's a possibility. I would love to see maybe more like Armadesso type of a build. Because Morphling is your carry. You also have a Bristleback. Maybe if Bristle gets less farm, Raiden gets a bit more. That Bristle kind of transitions into the offlane, even though he was playing the mid.
Certainly doable, as I believe Gabby's almost done with his Manta. He's got a lot of stacks to work with. And then he's going into the Ags. Obviously, we saw that combination in the last game. Not sure it'll be as effective this game. But we're yet to see that. We'll have to see if it is as effective. They go to the smoke. 4-man smoke heading towards top. Not sure this ward caught vision of anybody, but... well, now these Necro creeps are going around trying to spot anybody they can. Courier coming in. It's actually got nothing on it, from what I can see. Charge comes through on Amasaros. Shadowwalk stolen by the Rubik. Going to the ult, or thinking about it. Amasaros continuing to feint it, just in case they can catch him before he timber chains. Telekinesis. Tim's taking a lot of damage. He's tracked up. Shuriken Toss kills him. And now they've got Raven coming through. This is a bad fight for TNC. They need to be careful about how they approach this. Moon Invis under the nose of this Bristleback. Tornado EMP, that hits KP. So now he really can't be too confident because he doesn't have mana for reincarnation.
Now, Bristleback is just in their face right now. Also, this initiation on a Timbersaw. They drop him in front of the 4 heroes. He gets a Whirling Death off plus Chakram. So a lot of damage. They need to be careful about that one. But if they can just keep slowing down them,
Black Hole.
solo Black Hole.
Yeah, again onto Armel, and they'll get the kill. And they don't need this to be a showstopper Black Hole.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to get, 4-man Black Hole. Wow. It's just more about them isolating one hero, getting more control of the map, possibly getting inside the Roche. Raid King going straight into Shard. Okay.
It almost feels like a necessity, right?
Yeah, there's 2 types of mana burns, Necro Warriors and EMP, so he's definitely need to be able to protect himself, but my question is, where's the damage gonna come from? Like, what is your role in this game?
Not sure.
They need levels on a Spirit Breaker. Oh no, Febby, what are you doing? Is that the mind control type of a thing? I see 2 fluffy hats. I've seen a post on Reddit where mind control had 6 fluffy hats. It didn't end well for his team.
Guess we'll have to see where this goes. Can you fit 2? Those hats look so... like, I don't think you could fit
Yeah, you have
one
to
of
get
the
horns. Just you stick 1 hat on
Okay.
each one.
Fair. Balance point. KP obviously has the shard queued. Doesn't have it available for 2 more minutes. So he'll continue to farm. Midas off cooldown in 5. Jab's just sitting bottom. Make those Eidolons and continue to push out and farm so he can get to the BKB while the rest of the team takes Roche. This feels similar to game 1, except the other side of the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. This is the feeling that I got after this Raid King was picked. He's going for Hand of Midas. 2,000 gold in the bank. Maybe he's thinking, Shard is good, but if somehow I can make it work, possibly get the Radiance online, it's going to be worth it. If we don't lose the next fight, I'll be getting closer to that Radiance. So it's a possibility.
How much does the Radiance help them?
Not great against Lycan. Just, great damage overall, but then you need to get the Radiance and Shard straight after.
Yeah. Which could be a...
He's thinking he's in a tough situation, you know, because this item build could backfire. You go for the wrong item build, you take 1 or 2 bad fights after that, you're kind of stuck with your items and you're not able to scale.
Jabs has no black hole for 38, but Raven, well, he's got an Aegis, he's got an Orchid. They should be able to run him down, and when you don't have mana, you don't have a second life. So dead again, 25 seconds till he could buy the shard and not have that problem. It's probably almost even better that he didn't reincarnate, because then it would be on cooldown. Instead, he'll just be alive and have reincarnation afterwards. Need to be careful, black hole up in 5. I assume TNC know that. As Gabby still farming the Ancients. They found themselves another kill here on to Febby.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just piece by piece, Fnatic are picking apart TNC. And yeah, KP buys out on that shard. Has 1,000 gold to work with now, as well as the Midas off cooldown. He'll get himself even more gold. Question is, where does he go from here? And you're still hopefully relying on Morphling getting that Ags, which he's only 800 gold away from.
Yeah, all those kills are slowly adding up. Track kills on top of that, controlling more bounty runes, them getting D wards with the Necro units. So that's why we see 8k gold lead for Fnatic right now.
Tim's caught again. Masaros, easy kill there on the Rubik. They're trying to pressure Gabby, and they will pressure him away from the lane. 4 heroes down bottom. I believe that was the ulti used by Raven to just push them back and, well, now secure the tier 1. So things still going up all Millhouse right now for Fnatic.
Map getting slower, smaller and smaller for TNC here. You said that Aghanim Scepter getting close for Gabby. But Febby, he's under-leveled. He's level 9 only, so that means like your abilities are not maxed out once Morphling turns into him.
Do you morph into somebody else? Is it worth morphing into somebody else?
Well, you don't morph into like Rubik. You don't get anything from that. Braid King just doesn't feel right. Bristleback is okay-ish, but you want to be Spirit Breaker.
I mean, you do get the Ags upgrade on Viscous Nasal Goo, right? Maybe.
Sure, it could work.
Anybody on the side of Fnatic you like?
You don't have good targets. That's the problem. Like the best one you have is Spirit Breaker. Maybe turn into Timber Saw, have that extra damage, extra pure damage against him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So Raven just continuing to push the bottom lane, and the pressure coming out from Fnatic. We'll see if there's any retort here. TPing away, Tornado out, EMP, Timber Chain, Armel. He's tracked up, in a bit of trouble. There's the Ags for the Morphling. Big stacks of Viscous Nasal Goo.
They're going in. Masaros trying to get some stacks up.
Yeah, they want to go through onto the kill onto Armel. Still a difficult one to potentially get. Now DJ charged. They know where he is. He's tracking up these heroes. He's trying to get some track money going his way. Up 9k. Get the money, money, money. Little Shane O'Mac money.
Radiant are scanning.
But now the Aegis expires, and maybe TNC are ready to battle the other way. They'll look over, they'll find DJ. They need to be careful. Charge coming out. They're keeping this Enigma controlled. EMP down. It won't hit onto anybody, but neither team loses anybody just yet. However, Armel, he's surrounded. Ice Wall down, Wraithfire Blast coming through onto the Timber Saw. They'll find Febby, chase down the Spirit Breaker. They are faster than him without a charge.
Yeah, Febby can't really catch a break. He's trying his best. Scouting's out. possibly bait a couple of spells. He baited that shapeshift, and it's more time to recover. Like TNC, they need more time. Their lineup is super scary once it comes to the late game. Red King getting the Aghanim Scepter, so that's going to keep them alive during the Black Hole. After the duration is done, you can still use your abilities, so maybe that's how they're going to win a team fight.
Tornado comes through as well as the EMP onto the Wraith King. Jabs again, looking for the perfect opportunity to get a Black Hole in. They need to be careful about how they group up. KP will run away after getting reincarnated, down for 2 minutes. Track this, okay.
It's a level 1 track, but still you want to get some...
Oh, there's the Black Hole onto the Morphling. Did he get the shift off in time? He did. Will he survive? Waveform out, track on a Masaros. Charge coming in with the BKB being popped by Jabs. They've got the tracks going back and forth. Charge on the... or from Gabby, but it's into the ice wall. Look how slow he is. They'll eventually get this going to Jabs. That's going to be a track kill for them. Shuriken bouncing around with the Whirling Death. A lot of damage on the Gabby, but they get killed on a DJ. Febby, charge. Oh, gets away. Telekinesis. Timber Chain does eventually hit on a Febby, and Gabby goes down to Moon. They are starting to lose heroes, and it might be time to call it retreat for TNC.
Wait, how did Gabby die?
They're going to go through and get Tim's. Raven's here. He's used that shapeshift. KP doesn't have reincarnate. Well, he doesn't have a life. He's getting run down here. No chance he gets out.
It's much better that he does not have reincarnation there. They needed to bail. You know, they needed to just go out after getting a couple of kills. It was a good bait from Morphling, baiting that Black Hole, managing to get out. I just want to see, you know, how Morphling actually died, because Sunstrike was already used.
They are focusing this Timbersaw too much, in my opinion.
Timbersaw is just not killable at the moment. He's way too tanky. Hood, Bloodstone, has a Yule Scepter.
And he just stands there. And
they don't have a Spirit Vessel. It's just tough, because you know he's going to be very hard to kill. That Spirit Vessel makes Timbersaw's life easier. Doesn't even need to like get a second spell mechanic on himself. Like Yule Scepter is one. Usually you see Lotus Orb to be able to remove any kind of like silences and that Spirit Vessel that I mentioned. So he's going straight into Shiva's.
So charge came out from Gabby. Let's see if we can follow him on this replay. Tims comes over, they get the kill on a Jabs. Shuriken makes it so Gabby's quite low. Sunstrike misses. He's up towards the top of the screen. Turns into the Spirit Breaker, and... oh, I didn't quite see what took him out there. I don't know if I'm blind, but I couldn't see it. Oh, I think the Observer just circled the Forge Spirits.
Okay.
I saw that little move right there. Thank you.
Because he had 21 charges, that's why I was wondering, like, how did he die? Maybe he was trying to morph everything down, use a wand, got just hit by a Forge Spirit, unfortunately.
Decipher the drawings of Webos with the cursor going around the Forge Spirits.
Radiant are scanning.
So let's see, 14k lead, but definitely feeling potentially doable. Oh, KP, Dust, on the Moon, Telekinesis, that hits. They've got the track onto the Bounty Hunter. More track gold for them, and it's track and leave. You need to get out of here and bail, but there's the Shapeshift as well as the Silence. Febby just gets obliterated. Now they're on to Armel. Can they stay on the Bristle and get this kill? Tornado EMP with the Midnight Pulse, BKB as well as the Black Hole comes down. Gabby turns into the Timbersaw, thinking about going in on this, but the BKB still going for Jabs. They don't get the kill on Armo just yet. The Deafening Blast, there's the Manta, still disarmed. Chakram, Black Hole stolen, and it's on to Masaros again. They get that kill on a Raven. Gabby gets the kill there. Timberchain onto the high ground. They're still controlling Masaros, but is it going to be enough to get the kill? Whirling, dealing. Can they get it? Oh, Tim survives because the Timberchain misses. Masaros is gone, and like that, TNC.
Oh, that's a perfect one. You know, run. Then he turns into into Timbersaw and uses it against him. So yeah, Black Hole, they didn't get a kill. It's much easier for Enigma right now to play. He has a Blink BKB, getting very close to the Lincoln Sphere. Once he got that, Rubik will need to find a way how to, you know, get through that Lincoln Sphere. But yeah, good fight for TNC.
Extending them. They're getting these fights to go long enough where they could start to turn them around.
they need to not be able to die during the shapeshift, because this is where the most damage comes from. And I like it going for some crazy item build, which I really like. You know, getting that Scotty, slow down Bristleback, great against the Morphling that reduces the regeneration.
Track, Tim's in trouble, but there's the charge. BKB popped by Jabs. Now the charge coming out from Gabby. He's going to stop right in front of Jabs. They'll get the kill into Tim's, but they'll trade Jabs.
Tim's is like, guys, how did you let me die there? He got cold snapped and just attacked by 2 Forge Spirits.
Tornado, EMP. They need to be careful. No mana. Sunstrike. Oh, the Wolves are in. They pick up the Aegis in time. They get it onto Gabby, but the Deafening Blast hits on a 3 as well as the Ice Wall being down. They're going to bring in the Forge Spirits. They'll get the kill here on a KP. He's got Reincarnation, but look at this. He's so slow in the Ice Wall, but he's got the Axe. He'll survive for a little bit longer. Eventually, well, that life will be depleted.
He'll get those Forge Spirits before he dies.
Valiant. Charge? Nope, not landing. And they'll get the outpost in
these
time.
These are track kills. Like, all of these are track kills, so they're getting a lot of gold from that. Still, I would call this a big win for TNC. They got the Aegis from the enemy team and the cheese on top of that. Gabby holding both for now, going into BKB. And Spirit Breaker, you know, he's getting the levels. Charge maxed out, Bulldoze maxed out, status resistance there, 70% when Morphling turns into him, so that's going to be quite good. I mean, Black Hole doesn't care about status resistance, so that's also a good thing going for Fnatic.
Saros finishes that Shiva's. Bounty Hunter going Force Staff. He's got 2 charges on that Spirit Vessel. Good against this Morphling. Cheese is dropped. Who is that given to? The Bristle? Let's take a look. Tome and double Shivas. Interesting.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication. You definitely don't need the 2 Shiva's Guard. It's good to have the slow down regeneration. Spirit Vessel, yeah, they have the 3 best items against the Morphling, something he doesn't like to play into. Spirit Vessel, they have almost Scotty done on Raven, and yeah, that's double Shiva's Guard, actually. Double the value. It's not how it works, but...
Charge coming through onto DJ. That's coming out from Gabby. Will charge hit all 3 heroes. Uh-oh. Now the waveform as well as the kill on a moon. They took him out so fast. They're looking for the charge coming out from Febby. DJ, charge, charge. Here they come like Cars 2. DJ getting low, trying to get out of this one, but the ulti comes out from Febby. Using that Nether Strike will get the kill on a DJ.
Oh,
they're looking for the TP out, but there's the telekinesis coming through into Masaros.
Run. Can't get out of that one. So yeah, great initiation from Gabby. He turns into Spirit Breaker, charges into 3 people. Like, they're just stacking. Fnatic is handling these fights to them quite easily.
That was a good one. I'm still smiling from you getting the run off. And then I did like the Gabby, you're washed up. That voice line's great too.
Oh yeah.
Armel taking the top tier 1. There is a courier here.
KP picked up a gem, so it's going to be much easier to catch Invoker, catch that Bounty Hunter, get rid of some of the vision.
Oh, I got excited for a second. It's Raven going for the Scotty. I saw the point booster. I thought he was going to have the bite available.
Now, for a moment, I thought, yeah, Bloodstone, man. These Southeast Asian games are wild, especially the previous one, you know. Alchemist does not give a damn thing, gets a Battle Fury for himself as an offlane, goes into Shadowblade. Kind of ruins a lot of the pubs, because there will be someone, you know, just saying, I just saw that, you know, you can't report me, I'm not reportable.
Yeah, but you can't copy something that was used in a losing effort.
Yeah. But
if it was a winning effort, maybe I'd give a little bit more slack. Oh, God, DJ caught again, Wraithfire Blast. And
Tranquil Boots regeneration and the tower region actually keeping him alive there because they did not hit him, not even once, to cancel the Tranquils.
Axe being built for the Rubik. I'm excited for that from Tim's. That is always fun to watch when you get a Rubik in there, stealing spells, throwing them back. Bang, bang, boom, back and forth.
Bang, bang, boom.
Yeah, bing, bang, boom.
Oh. Okay. I'm down with some bang, bang, boom. abilities. So yeah, getting close to it. Also having like Ether Lens, Arcane Supremacy maxed out, level 15 talent, so he can cast his abilities from really far away. And has that Philosopher's Stone, so that's helping quite a lot.
Getting that gold, going to the Ags, 250 gold away. And we'll secure the tower and probably make up the difference. So tower goes down, and Ags 100 gold out. Charge from Gabby, that's coming in onto the mid lane. So that'll keep him pushing out. Seeing those Forge Spirits and making sure that they can keep these lanes from pushing in too hard. Aegis has expired. You always want to throw it out after its expiration date. Nobody likes a sour Aegis.
And KP, he's all alone there. He has that shard, has that Aghanims, but they need to connect with him.
Yeah, it's almost like they're waiting for them to get drawn out by KP, and that's exactly what will happen. Masaro's now leading, and it's just him who was able to get that kill into KP, who is level 20. And then you've got Armel continuing to throw quills, as well as the Viscous Nasal Goo, trying to draw this Fnatic team out.
So much value from the gem against Invoker, against the Bounty Hunter, and Wolf, so you can actually like smoke. There's always this constant threat of Wolf being on top of you, scouting things out, and you know, it's also a lot of gold. Finally, Febby gets all his spells maxed out, skipping the talents, and has that Vladimir's Aura now, so has an item. It's actually his third item if you count in 2 Fluffy Hats as first 2 items.
Yeah, I'll count it. Maybe I'll get a real-life Fluffy Hat. Looks very comfortable. You see being built for the Bristle. He's got that Abyssal Blade. Holding on to the Elven Tunic. Tornado EMP. Still working with some mana. Also has the Cheese. He's been tracked.
The Fnatic lineup is just gonna keep falling off. You have Timbersaw, you have Lycan. You know, even Lycan can get like still 2 more items. It's just that other heroes scale much better into late game.
Right.
They rely so much on Enigma landing a multiple man black hole to win a fight right now. Jabs can't afford to go for a single black hole anymore.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, obviously that works out in your favor. You're going to have that early black hole just to get those single kills, but that was when you were running away with the game. It's a 1k lead now.
They lost almost 10,000 gold lead in the last 5 to 7 minutes.
I mean, look at that. 15,000 in their favor.
It was a 15? Okay.
And gone. You know, you drop it all off.
Yeah.
And that just shows the ability from TNC to stick with it. And they made the right moves. We talked about that. Moving around the map. Getting that Aegis was big at slowing down the game because the pressure was coming out from Fnatic like the first game that TNC was doing to Fnatic. And they read that situation really well.
Wait, where is their gem? I can't find the gem. Raid King was holding on to gem for a very long time. Did he drop it? What happened to gem? He didn't die.
Morphling's got it.
Okay, Morphling's got it. Because I've seen Febby. He's queued up another gem.
Multiple gems. Eyes of the world. Trying to get some eyes on the world. Must be a big Grateful Dead fan. Timeless Relic for the Invoker going into the Ags. Gabby going Heart. Minotaur Horn found for the Rubik.
Oh, he also found the Illusion Escape. So another extra illusion of the Morph. Easily, you can bait stuff with it. You can scout things. It's also a farming tool. It's just the best tier 4 item you can find on Morph.
So we'll see as the next Roche time is not too far away. So the next fight might decide.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Timeless Relic on Rubik.
And Flamethrower for the Timbersaw. I like that.
Yeah, I was just talking about Timeless Relic on Rubik. You interrupt me and say, yeah, Flamethrower on Timbersaw. Like, it's not even close. You know, it's just a meme. I don't know. It's not the greatest shard upgrade.
I'll hang my head in shame over here. I get excited about the different things that come out. I'm excited about the Timeless Relic, especially with the Ags. You know, I feel like your output as Tims on this Rubik right now is pretty high. Leveler and Stormcrafter for the Radiant side. He's still holding on to the Philosopher's Stone, though. And he's going Trickster's Cloak.
Okay, they found the Trickster Cloak as well. Like, it's good for positioning, so he can find the opening. They also have a gem, so they can get rid of the vision, they can get rid of their Necro units vision, the true vision they provide. But hiding and stealing the Black Hole from Enigma is his job in this game. They only need to be able to proc the Linken's first. So probably Spirit Breaker needs to use his ulti just to try to proc it.
Yeah, so it might
or
be difficult.
Abyssal Blade. Abyssal Blade also by Bristleback can do it.
Do you want to pop a Linken's with
Yes, you have
Abyssal,
to.
though?
Yeah, you have to.
So game sitting even, 18-13. 80% cooldown efficiency for KP. 800 gold earned by this Midas.
If Black Hole is used and Enigma has like 5-second BKB, pops the BKB a bit before he goes in, you don't need anyone to actually pop the Linken's. You can use the Fate Bolt for yourself because the duration is 4 seconds, and then you steal the Black Hole. Like, it's very situational.
They found the Saros. Uh-oh, Timber Saw has been caught. He's up in the air. Waveform Gabby getting the kill onto the Timber. Flamethrower not going to help you in that situation. Now KP going to the Abyssal. He's scaling real well. And just, it's going to be such a nuisance. We've seen, teams have to play against this Wraith King Ags where, fights just go so much longer.
You will get your spells off.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're caught inside a Black Hole, it lasts 4 seconds. Reincarnation Ags keeps you alive for 7 seconds. Gives you extra attack speed as well on top of that.
Bounty going Shard himself. That's the track upgrade. So allies will gain 50% of the track speed boost, providing 600 vision around the target for Bounty Hunter's team.
It's an old track.
Used. Smoke used, and they'll go into Roche, but Rubik does have his courier on this, so uses the shield, keeping it at a spot that maybe it survives, but it does get killed off. TNC not too far away from the pit, but they'll have to react pretty quickly to go in on this. DJ watching those steps. Chakram on Roche. Can they make a move? DJ over, track Tornado. That'll hit with the Ice Wall, and that's just Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, all going to Fnatic pretty much for free. Abyssal Blade, though, they'll use that Shapeshift Bash as he's shapeshifting. Now they'll focus their attention here on the Gabby. They're bringing DJ as well as Raven over. KP trying to help out. Febby up in the front lines as he gets silenced, hit with the Chakram, and now KP comes in with the Wraithfire Blast. Raven still moving in. They got the kill on the Gabby. It's just Febby. It's just a matter of time until he dies. Black Hole used on Armel, and they'll pop the Linken's, but I don't think Tim stole it. He's got Chakram. That's it. Blinks away. They get the kill into the Bristle. He doesn't have buyback. And Febby dies too. That was very lax from TNC.
And Enigma has Refresher because they have been blessed by Gaben. So even if they decide to take one more fight, he could possibly just refresh it and land a game-winning Black Hole.
Yeah, no Bristle for 70. You got a win condition right now if you pressure up. Hey, I'm wondering why TNC, because they knew that Roche was going to come out.
Yeah, that was happening. That's why I'm so surprised that they did not go in and try to contest it.
Chakram back and forth from Tim. Fire Blast, E-Blade coming through into Massaros. Chakram again throwing it through these creeps. Telekinesis from a distance. Fade Bolt. Massaros getting chain locked down, but KP pops the Minotaur Horn, gets hit with the track, and now Raven forward. He's got the Alacrity trying to take a tier 3 in the top lane as they'll glyph up. They've got the Axe picked up by the Invoker. Raven now forcing himself back as the charge comes out from Febby. This is going to be stopped right before the stairs.
So yeah, no buybacks used at all. They popped the glyph. Need to be very careful. Like, Fnatic doesn't want to fully commit. They would like to wait another minute for Black Hole to come off cooldown.
Have the double Black Hole.
Double Black Hole, also going into Aghanim Scepter. But for now, I think you just, save a buyback.
Gem picked up here by Rubik. as Bounty's holding one himself.
They lost the gem.
Minotaur Horn from KP backing away. So let's see, Armel working towards a heart. He's got cheese, didn't survive that black hole. Unfortunate for him, and he is level 25, so does have that 25 talent. Eidolon damage coming in for the Enigma. And that talent that the Bristle took the Warpath damage per stack, so always nice when you're starting to hit pretty hard as a Bristle.
Enigma has enough mana to actually use 2 black holes. Refresher Shard doesn't cost any mana, so it's not a Refresher Orb. And now they're putting the pressure. 2 black holes available. Cheese, Aegis, they're ready to go.
Lycan taking that percent chance. Critical strike with the Shapeshift. So let's see. Heart for the Morphling. They're coming up onto the high ground. Armel spotting this Timber Chain across with a track through onto the Bristle back. Gabby's on the high ground. Waveform down to the low ground. They get the kill into DJ immediately, and he's going to buy back. Wicked 6 spree here for Gabby, but
Enigma can't go in.
He's gone. We've already popped the BKB on the Enigma. It might be time for Fnatic to get out, knowing that Enigma can't really do anything without the BKB. They get the kill on a Febby. He finally falls. He'll buy back. And now with the BKB pop by Gabby going after the Enigma, pops the Lincoln's jabs now. Needs to be very careful. Coming over, black hole. Uh-oh, this is a problem. And Cataclysm comes down. Tim's telekinesis up into the air. And he's only got Chakram. He's tracked up, in some trouble. They'll get the kill here on the KP as well as Tim's, and they'll look over at Armel. But Raven getting low, charged up, bashed up, in some trouble, loses the Aegis, but the Whirling Death. Oh, start from the Centaur! They'll get the kill here on a Febby. He bought back. He's going to be gone for 88 seconds. They've got KP with buyback, but the bash is coming through into Armel with the BKB being popped here as well as the track on him. So he's trying to run away, but all 5 heroes are around him from the side of Fnatic, and they'll get the kill. Triple for Masaros. Armel is gone again without buyback.
Man, that Centaur, Agent Centaur playing for Fnatic. He's been infiltrated in that jungle for 46 minutes, and now he has revealed his true face. There's also gem on the ground. I think Rubik misclicked. I believe Rubik misclicked and clicked on Timbersaw instead of Enigma to be able to steal the black hole, failed to do so. Like his position, he was not close to the fight at all. He was standing where Dire Tier 2 tower stands on the right side. Just to be able to, you know, stand far away from a fight, go in, possibly steal a black hole.
He'll steal how? He'll use it immediately. Waveform back and forth, Tornado coming in, but that's not going to land. Masaro's trying to zone out Gabby, who will use that flamethrower. Whirling Death stolen by Tim's. They've broken the high ground. And just picked up for Moon. Waveform over to the side. Lincoln's popped on multiple heroes. Gabby still here as the Timber, and you've stolen Alacrity. That's
big.
That's really good
big
one.
On Morphling.
They just need these other heroes.
With no Bristle.
There's the Alacrity on the Gabby. They're going to go with the Waveform. Can they get the damage out of the Raid with the Telekinesis? They've got themselves the Reincarnation. That's going to pop with the Deafening Blast coming out with the BKB. Pop by Gabby. They're looking with the Black Hole. It's going to hit. No, it's not. It's only on the KP. They'll get the kill on the Raid King. They look over as the charge hits on the DJ. Masaro's still front running on this one. And then again, Rubik does not steal that Black Hole. They've got the Ice Wall down on top of Gabby, and that's making it so he can barely move
Gabby's out of mana. He has buyback though, but someone's dropping the power treads, bringing some mangoes. Gabby microing his hero nicely, but
Tornado.
Still, barracks will go down.
Just Tim's not coming away with a black hole when he needs it.
It's a tough one, you know. There's a lot of chaos happening. He needs to be in a good position. Someone needs to proc that Lincoln's. They have one Abyssal Blade and they have Spirit Breaker with the Nether Strike. That goes through Magic ability. So they need to either like pop it before or need to use one of those two.
Gabby's Courier goes down. Has 7,300 gold, trying to get a Scotty out in his favor. He did have Alacrity on Gabby. They really weren't able to do much with it. They end up still losing that top Rax. So let's see. This game is now back to 19,000 in favor of Fnatic.
Oh, what a back and forth games we had today.
Bloodthorn, Heart for Lycan. Raven, at times he's felt a little like he's fallen off a bit, but overall, I think it's okay. Especially coming back in, getting a Bloodthorn, getting a Heart, a little bit more survivability. Ooh, Abyssal Blade comes through, and now they're going to look over the Morphling. He's
He
so
didn't
much
get
what?
the shift off. Like, he has a lot of HP, percentage-based
Maybe now trying to
damage.
run. He's gone.
Rips him apart.
60 seconds. He's got no buyback. Morphling does. Probably going to be forced to use it. Tornadoed in the air. Armel now tracked up. Timber Chain comes across as well as the Whirling Death. They look over as the BKB's been popped by Armel. They've got the house stolen, so they're going to try and keep Armel alive. And so he'll use that Abyss Blade right clicks coming in a Raven, as well as the right clicks coming through from this Wraith King. But the Deafening Blast as the Minotaur Horn is getting popped. Armel, he's gone. This is a problem. They'll go after Tims. The buyback's pretty late here from Gabby, as Masaro's still just frontlining. They've got these heroes just dropping after the Wraith King's Axe falls apart on them. They have buyback available on the Bristle as KP still hitting away on Masaros, but it's the Timbersaw who doesn't feel like he's ever going to die in this game anymore. Incarnation, that gets popped once again. Masaros just standing forward as the rest of the team takes these buildings, and Masaros really doesn't care about this tickling damage that's coming out from TNC. They've got the Midnight Post down as well as the track coming through. KP dusts him up. Timber Chain coming out from Gabby. They're looking for the Black Hole. This might come in. The Lincoln gets popped, and now the Timber Chain over. They look over at Gabby as Raven and Masaros are trying to deal with this.
Game's over. He needs to get
Armel,
out.
he's gone. Fnatic, they'll end up losing TJ as well as Raven. They have buyback available on the Lycan. There's the Black Hole coming through onto the Morphling. There's the Cataclysm right on top, and the Meteor dropped down on him. He's gone. He's only just the second life thanks to the Wraith King Ags, and eventually he'll die for 2 minutes. 125 seconds on the sideline. They'll look over at Febby. They'll get a kill. It's a full team wipe in favor of Fnatic, and they will split the first two. It's one apiece, and we were going to another game 3.
Oh man, great performance by Fnatic in this one, managing to keep up, even though they have like the Timbersaw, they have Lycan. These two heroes usually fall off. They made it work. Enigma, what a great game from him. You know, just the itemization, didn't go even for the Necro units, just that blink, BKB, into Lincoln Sphere against Rubik, made the Rubik's life so hard to actually steal the Black Hole.
Yeah, never got it other than that one time in the triangle.
Yeah.
And, you know, he really did try from there, but never was successful in taking it and never had that opportunity to throw it back, you know, again. And it was surprising. It went from 15K back down to even.
And then back to like 20, 25K in the
yeah,
end.
and then the game ends up, you know, going in the favor of Fnatic. So another game 3, it's one apiece. We'll hear what the panel has to say about this game 2, and then what they have to say about game 3. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this series, it's gone the distance just as we hoped it would. What an absolute stonker of a second game, ending in exactly how we would have loved a game like this to end, with a huge team fight, loads of just random stuff going on. I mean, we had the Wraith King Eggs, the Morphling kicking off, like the Black Holes in the end. Really exciting game. I mean, guys, what are the highlights for you guys?
We had the aggression on one side, the team that really wants to break TNC very early on, Fnatic with this Lycan and with the Enigma with the Timber on offlane. Meanwhile, TNC, they wanted to buy their time, they wanted to wait for the late game when Morphling will just take over and win. They did manage to reach the late game, but in this late game, we reached the one thought impossible on this panel, the BKB Lincoln's Blink Enigma as well, which was very, very valuable for Fnatic, obviously. Midnight Pulse as well, double Shivas, and Masaros looking like a completely different player when you give him a hero that can actually do something on the offlane. Also, good itemization by him. He didn't go for the Battle Fury, obviously. He wasn't the Alchemist this time around.
What about Wraith King, though?
Yeah, the Wraith King,
went for Midas.
Yeah, Midas Orb of Corrosion.
Well, why is everybody so greedy on his offlane nowadays? What is happening? Like, your role is not to, you know, be high on the net worth, deal a lot of damage or whatever. Your role is to like initiate, give information for your team. And both times the greedy offlaner, like TNC almost came back into the game, but there was like they had like a 20k gold deficit, I think. And really, I feel like these greedy things, you know, just need to go. Like, you're not a carry player. Stop building Midas or Battle Fury or Radiance.
You're not playing against teams which are going to let you get away with that. I think that's a big difference. They're still playing as if they're playing the Vices or the 496s or the Execration, you know. Give the enemy team the respect and draft full lineups. But, you know, at the same time, I could kind of see the Wraith King working here and there. There were some interesting fights, especially later on in the game, where I was like, maybe, but in the end, it didn't really sell itself.
If he didn't go for the Midas, I think this game would have been a lot easier for TNC, because you are on the back foot, you are losing a little bit, and you do need to buy time for the Morphling. But then again, you can't get enough farm as a Wraith King. You do have those Kellys, pesky Kellys running around killing creeps anyway, so you can perhaps itemize in something that, some utility that actually helps your team a little bit more, maybe an earlier Blink Dagger as well, but he opted to go for the Midas, which isn't truly what broke them. These late game team fights really went Fnatic's way and they played them extremely well. Because the game was even in the mid game, right? Like
Yeah, but for me, the only reason they can even go that way is because they won the early game so convincingly, right? On Fnatic.
That's my point, though. They've won the early game so convincingly, but then TNC came back and we had a fresh start, right? 1k advantage.
But is it really a fresh start? Like we said, this Enigma should never get these items, but when it was the quote-unquote fresh start, he had all 3 items prepared, basically. It's just one mistake against this Enigma, you know. They played around it perfectly, but they mess up once or twice.
And,
you get Black Hole,
and why does position 4 Enigma have so much? It's because he's free to do whatever he wants in this game. He's not tied to a lane because Timbersaw is... Yeah, Morphling is free farming versus him, but Timbersaw is free farming too, and eventually Timbersaw is the one that pressures and dives the tower and then rotates mid, so Jabs was left alone in the jungle. Sometimes Spirit Breaker annoyed him, but most of the time he was just farming.
Yeah, and it really came down to this problem where, you know, the catch and the playmaking potential was all on the Morphling, and, you know, the carry potential was on the Morphling as well. Like, the Bristle, what's he going to do? Just, like, run in? I mean, it can work if you're farmed enough, but, I mean, come on, man, they weren't given that chance. I do feel like there was a big problem there where you pick this Bristle and Wraith King, and then there's just so much emphasis on the Morphling to be the playmaker.
I think Armel might have felt a bit too strong, maybe as a consequence of that first game, because he was constantly up front, eating all those black holes like he's invincible. I think he needed to be a little bit safer, let's put it that way, with his playstyle.
I know what you're saying, because like it feels like, yeah, it's good if I get black hole because then it's not on my Morphling, but at the same time, he needed to be strong enough to just run at them. That's what we wanted to see from him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the itemization, to be honest. Like he went like full physical with Morphling and Wraith King. If he just itemizes like full tank, you know, you get Shiva's Guard, you get this Shroud, you just run in and give information to your team. I think it's like a lot easier to play around as Enigma as well. But the way he itemized, he had like 2,500 health.
Yep.
You can't run in like that.
At least you don't get damaged by so much by the percentage-based mid-lane goals, right? That's something.
But yeah, rough draft in the late game. Enigma always shines in these kind of games. So.
And that brings it to a game 3. But of course, we have our MVP for game number 2. And who is it going to be? None the less than Masaros on his redemption arc, playing the Timbersaw magnificently, making the plays, being in their face, and just...
Definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
He played out of his mind. I think Lycan as well was playing really well, but...
the pressure which Masaros and Lycan were putting on the enemy team was just really impressive to me, like the constant pressure, especially in the late game. I think a lot of the times, especially in the SEA region, when we get to this late game scenario, there's this thing where they push for high ground, they lose a hero, and they back off and go farm. We didn't see that, though. We didn't see that from Fnatic at all this game. If they lost a hero, they'd be like, okay, cool, we still got 4 heroes, they got 4 heroes, let's keep on battering, keep on pushing. They didn't give them a chance to actually get to properly press that reset button, which I think was a huge part of their win. So really like that from Fnatic this game, and this will put them ahead and give them the advantage now as they come into, well, it's 1-1, but, you know, the momentum advantage, I guess, coming into game number 3. It could go either way, though. We really could not call it. This is a close series, and I'm expecting great things from this third final finale of this best of 3 series. So stick around for more DPC SEA action as we throw it over to a break, and we'll be back soon.
change of range.
Hello and welcome back to the DPC SEA region, brought to you by PGL. My name is Nomad, and joining me on the panel is Black and Lizard to jump in to game number 3, the third and final game of the series between Fnatic and TNC. These two teams, they are going at it right now, currently 1-1. All tied up, and it all comes down to one final game, which means a lot. Obviously Fnatic can still qualify if they lose this game. They're in a good position to do so. TNC, a little bit harder to them. It's going to probably go to tiebreakers, but I mean, it'll go to tiebreakers regardless.
Anyway.
It just depends where you are in those tiebreakers and who's in it right now.
It's scary either way. If you lose for Fnatic, I believe you're 5-2, and then this huge tiebreaker in the first 3 slots can happen. And if you win as Fnatic, it's still a tiebreaker in the middle for TNC, for T1, possibly, and for Boom.
Poor Boom.
Yeah.
They must be so stressed right now, that whole team. Shout out to you guys, Boom. Hello. Are you enjoying the series? Probably not. Probably some high heart rates over there. Because they can't do anything. They're just watching and hoping that
They need Fnatic to win, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Great.
they got 5 more supporters out there. What are your expectations for game number 3? Morphling and I think probably Enigma are the 2 biggest picks of this series so far.
I mean, I'm having a terrible read on all teams today. I think I'm 1 out of 5, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm just going
Not
to let Lizard do
great.
the talking.
I'm not really that much better. That last game was a standout prediction. But only thing I want to see from both of these teams is to have standard offlaners on both sides. We
Or
have seen
itemized standard at least.
We have seen an Alchemist lose on one side on the offlane. Now we have seen a Wraith King lose on the other on the offlane again. Can we just see one team pick a Timbersaw, the other have something like Beastmaster or whatever, just the normal ones?
I think the temptation to pick something greedy like that in the offlane and then flex it is kind of like setting yourself up for a much nicer time when you draft in the future, right? Against tiebreakers, against other teams, in the major even, because you can prove that you can pick these heroes and then play them anywhere.
But now is not
The
the
future
time.
is now.
Yeah, they're being broken with, twice in a row we've seen it lose, so clearly maybe not the strategy right now. The pressure is too great. It's not the time to be trying to Galaxy Brain it, as we've seen.
I feel like it's what you do in like the first series, not in the tournament deciding series.
Yeah.
A lot on the line.
Fnatic banning out the Morphling, finally giving respect where the respect
And
is due.
Alchemist too, they're like, yep, we're not baiting ourselves to that.
We don't want to pick that
So
Alchemist.
TNC is going to ban Wraith King now?
Yeah, that would make a ton of sense. We still have Puck. We still have... Okay, we don't have Puck anymore. Scratch that. Instant ban.
We'll edit that one out.
Enigma.
Okay, for Fnatic, why not? It worked in that last game. They
Yeah.
can make it work again.
They actually had a good Enigma game for once.
And the Bounty Hunter as well. Like, pretty solid performance
They got
overall.
so many kills with track. I don't even know how many.
you go.
Wow, surprising. Are we going to see the Rubik?
There are other ways of dealing with the Enigma as well. Pango is still in the pool, by the way. Maybe Rubik Pango for TNC
Or
afterwards.
Enigma Pango?
Or Enigma Pango as well for Fnatic. Actually, very interesting that Pango went through. This is the replacement. Morphling has been banned out, but Pango did sneak through. And
Isn't Pango more value than Rubik? Like, they're not going to pick Rubik.
exactly, right? I would value
Enigma.
Pango more because not only is he really strong throughout the game, it's good versus Enigma with the Basher, and it also messes with Enigma, right? With the Swashbuckle.
Yeah.
I prefer Rubik.
You do?
Yeah, but my opinion doesn't matter, so.
Okay.
I mean, Rubik versus Enigma historically
Bounty
has
Hunter
been
again.
a hyper counter, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's the main point to it, really. But we have seen Pangolier being very popular throughout the SEA region. But
What do you think about this Beastmaster? I think it's a hyper good pick.
It's a hyper pushing lineup right now.
Very hyper, yeah.
well, talking about hyper good picks, Black. Did you
Yeah.
know that you can pick up a headset from HyperX and it'll be the best damn headset you've ever owned?
And actually, I do in fact own a HyperX headset.
Yes.
How comfortable is it out of 10?
It is so comfortable. Like, my
Yeah.
hairline has never been better since I got it.
Well, I can tell you've
Same
got
here.
a full head of delicious hair, and you know if you guys
Delicious.
want the same thing, but no, and also HyperX are the sponsors for DPCSEA region, and they do sell some wonderful, comfortable headsets. The Cloud series, of course, you know I've used them as well. Very, very nice headsets, and
comfy.
of course their RAM is very widely known as being fantastic products as well. So if you're in the market, check it out. But back into this draft, what's being banned, Lizard?
We have summoned the Beastmaster at least.
With our Gachi energy.
We
No
have,
more Rave King. Happy about that.
We have talked about these casual, normal offlaners, and we have just gotten ourselves one. Now you have that steal with the Rubik. You also have the Roar to deal with the Enigma. A lot of pressure. Necro 3 comes in handy versus Bounty Hunter as well. Overall, just a very standard, solid offlane pick. However, Pango's still in the pool. I'm surprised that hasn't been stolen by either one, and it looks like it won't even be picked. It's possible to pick it on 4 for Fnatic or put Enigma 5, but
It's kind of off the table for TNC though. Although they could possibly play it middle. It has some decent matchups there.
and is it that good if you pick it on Fnatic, because Rubik has a great time stealing that Rolling Thunder. You can roar it as well.
Yeah. You see now the parting is coming out in Fnatic, I mean in Raven's hair. That wasn't there before. It's like he's upgrading from game to game.
Question is, who copied whom here?
I mean, yeah, who's like the complete? Like Gabby seems more compact.
Compact.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of hair here.
Some strong styles for sure.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I'm a fan of the black hair bleached. You know,
yeah,
it's a good look.
looks good.
I would say. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, not on you though, but on some.
Aw.
All right,
That's
so
what I get for trying to go fishing. All right, talk us through the bans.
Timbersaw banned out, Tidehunter banned out by TNC. Meanwhile, Fnatic getting rid of Lycan DP and the Wraith King. There you go, the Wraith King is out as well, so we won't see that. This time around, if TNC did pick it, it wouldn't be on the offlane, obviously, as they
It
have
would
that
actually
beast.
make more sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been good for either team, to be honest. But yeah, I think you know, as Fnatic, they just want to get rid of it because it's a strong carry.
If you're Fnatic, you might be thinking of PL or something like that. That's decent versus Beast as well in the lane.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a PL game.
Is this
Probably 4th pick though, not now.
is this Oracle Monkey on TNC perhaps?
Could be good.
Possible.
There's also actually that Prophet has been banned out by Fnatic, so we won't see that.
What do you think about the Monkey King versus PL matchup, though, if we do end up down that road?
I think it's pretty good. It really depends on how the fight goes. Like, Monkey
Yeah.
can have a really good time against him, because you always see the Jingo on him, you always know who the real one is. But if PL gets too overfarmed, you can just run him over. And Storm.
This is
Yeah.
something that's been banned last game, right?
That's what I mentioned last game. Fnatic actually last banned it last game, but this time they pick it. Because, of course, there's a 5-minute delay on stream.
I mean, Moon does play a 6 Storm, but
does.
there is some control already on TNC, right? You have this Rubik with the lift for instant control, then you have the Roar afterwards. You don't have a lot of save on Fnatic as well for him, but you can have a lot of aggression in the mid game with Bounty Hunter track, with Storm jumping you. Oracle usually does not enjoy that very much, and neither does Rubik.
Yeah,
So-
Rubik Oracle hate
Yeah.
Storm. I mean, to an extent, Beastmaster does too, because he doesn't really like to go BKB or like Lotus Orb or stuff like that. So if you get Orchid, it can be a big problem for you. So Monkey King is an option. What else is an option?
Probably not.
There's,
looking
you
for-
have your Ursas as well. You have
Leshrac.
Oh, okay. So
So this is the
Upping the
big
tempo.
brain. Yeah, this is the big brain. You're going to pick that PL. We'll cover ourselves already with the Lesh.
And they're going to last pick the carry. I like it.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you already see your matchup on the mid lane, right? You see the Storm is there. There's no flex at all with the Storm Spirit pickups, so...
Wait until you see the mid Enigma.
Offlane Storm. By this series is going, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I've seen in the last year maybe one Storm on the safe lane that was
Night Stalker.
Liquid playing it. I believe Koikwa or was it Mickey? Not sure. In any case, yeah,
It-
Night Stalker.
as our mid laners are fixing their hair.
Yeah, they're countering a little bit of that vision game that comes from TNC. Now you have the Night Stalker and Track.
Yeah, I like it with Enigma too, because you always get the lane pushed into you. So your bad laning phase doesn't matter so much. You know, the tower makes a lot of sense.
But I think what TNC have right now is one of the, in my opinion, a very, very underrated combo, which is the Leshrac and the Oracle. I love this combo personally because...
It's definitely solid. The problem that I see is there's just so much aggression and reach on Fnatic.
Yeah. How do you play Oracle or Rubik in this game?
Night
Stalker flies on you, and Storm flies on you.
And Bounty is always giving info. It's a really, really difficult game for TNC, in which I feel like they need another frontliner somehow just to protect everyone. But they already have two. Can you... Ursa banned out, all right. I like that as well from Fnatic.
You know what they need on TNC? They need a peeler. Someone to get those backline hunters off their supports, keep them alive, and keep these teamfights going. Because we've seen Night Stalkers before, where they just single-handedly walk over supports, and this is now a Night Stalker with also a Storm and a Bounty.
It's very hard to do though, because your last pick is a carry. You're not like your job is not really to protect the backline, but rather kill their backline.
Yep.
So it's going to be a tough pick. I mean, maybe something like a Monkey, where you can just Wukong, and then you can't really run into the ring as like Night Stalker or Storm. Like that would make sense.
What's left out of the heroes the TNC plays? There's Jug, there's Monkey.
Jug, I'm not a big fan.
Ursa is banned.
Ursa banned out right now.
Just now, yeah.
I think Monkey makes the most sense. He has like a semi-protection kind of thing.
And the Oracle as well is a good combo. Oracle Monkey, Oracle Lash, doesn't matter. You can be very flexible with your item build as well, but you have heroes that can catch you even if you jump around those trees. So one thing the TNC does have is a lot of early game teamfight composition and objective taking. Together with Lash and Beastmaster, they should be able to pressure you at least when it's not the nighttime. When it's nighttime, it becomes way more difficult.
Can't believe they banned the Slark. It's so bad against Night Stalker, Storm, and Enigma.
Yeah, it would have been tough. Slark game.
Would have been a very rough Slark game. Oh well. Fnatic, they need... What do they need?
Terribly.
They need a carry.
Both of these teams need a carry, need a position 1.
Yeah.
And all of them are banned out.
What if they just take the Monkey?
There's PL still in the pool, right? And you could go for the Monkey and then TNC finishes off with the PL.
Possibly. I mean, is PL really amazing into Storm?
It's not about being amazing or not. It's just, okay, PA picked up.
Wait, I mean, these supports are not going to have fun.
No, yeah, this is not a game where you want to play support. Just stay in Fountain, guys. It's fine.
Look at Fabi's face. He's always laughing when I was like, oh, shit.
This is going to be rough.
Monkey. Yes.
And they take the Monkey. So we have our Monkey King picked up by TNC. Fnatic go with the Phantom Assassin. Very quickly, how these guys are going to carry 1v1 matchup, and then give me your prediction.
PA loses to Monkey in the ring, but outside of ring, Monkey loses to PA. But I think what it really comes down to is that the supports of TNC can't really play Dota, in my opinion, in this game.
And is that the closing factor for you?
Yeah, I'm going to go Fnatic.
Going for Fnatic. Lizard.
Yeah, I think it's very even. Both of these teams have a lot of teamfight potential in the mid game. I'll still go with the Fnatic. Night Stalker, Storm, Bounty Hunter. Tell me, Black, how would you feel if you were this Rubik?
I would feel like hopefully
Are
they
you
kill my
scared?
Oracle first. And I can run away.
Push him in front. Yeah.
Full staff him out there. Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to go with TNC. I have a good reason, though. I'm not just saying that to be the contrary guy. I actually think this game's going to come down a lot to vision and a lot down to catch as well. And I think when it comes to that, they don't have better catch, but they do have better vision. And I think that makes it very even. They got Beastmaster. You know, they got Monkey King.
Versus Night Stalker and Bounty. Vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Vision.
I feel like I'm not appreciating your tone right now.
I'm bullying you just a little bit.
I'm riding or dying with TNC, and Lacoste is going to back me up. Maybe B-Cop and Lacoste are going to be our casters for this game, guys. What are we saying about this game?
No, I will not. The Vision against the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is the king of the Vision and the Bounty Hunter as well. I don't feel I have to agree with our analysts on the panel who are saying that these two supports are not going to have a good time playing it, and like Night Stalker, Storm, Bounty.
PA.
Like, you're thinking about what you're going to pick next game, if this is a pub game. I'm just going to chill, maybe do something else, do the dishes while I'm dead, because you're going to spend a lot of time being dead. It's going to be a rough one, I think, for the supports.
Alrighty, Vico, very quickly, what is your prediction?
No, man. You know, we got to prove these analysts wrong. Going with you, TNC.
Pleb
Just for that
crew.
reason. Just, you know. And I read some coffee beans earlier.
Nice. All right, just slide that one in there. All right, you and me, ride or die, B-Cup. Guys, take it away for the cast for the final game of the series, TNC versus Fnatic, game number 3.
And game number 3 here, it is a very, very important game because obviously the winner of this game wins the series, and then a whole bunch of things happen in the standings that, you know, will happen. You guys will figure it out after it's done, and then we come into tomorrow, which is the final day. I mean, this is down to the wire. Quite literally, it is...
Yeah, I can't believe we're almost done with Southeast Asia.
Yeah. And it's so close. We've spent 6 weeks to learn no answers. We have no idea who's going to the major. Oh my god. Could you imagine? That'd be pretty funny, and we'll see what ends up happening. Fnatic winning game 2, TNC taking game number 1. If you guys are just joining us, need a refresher. And that's just a refresher course on what's happened, not a refresher orb.
Yeah, not a
or
real
shard.
item, not a shard, not a refresher orb.
No, not at all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jab's back on that that Enigma as Masaros picks up the Night Stalker. Moon, he's had kind of 2 interesting matchups. The first game obviously wasn't as great for him. The second game was good. I don't think it was as good as we've ever seen Moon, that's for sure.
Yeah, this time around, I think Lashrak is a good answer to the Storm Spirit in the laning stage. Both of these heroes should farm. Like you buy a Raindrop, of course, on a Lashrak. You buy a Raindrop on a Storm Spirit eventually after getting the bottle. It's about how much you can harass a Moon, really playing the playing really well right now, and just, you know, out-pushing the lane, allowing Armel to farm underneath the tower, possibly getting some denies. I don't know, just some standard stuff. Like I would call this 55 for Lashrak, in my opinion. Haven't seen that matchup in a while. I don't believe Lashrak received any of the buffs lately. I'm not just talking about the latest patch, but the overall. Still feels like a very strong hero overall.
Right. Is this a lineup where TNC are going to try and use that power of the Lashrak to try and... Because they've got Lashrak and Beastmaster.
Yeah, it's
this
a lot
seems
of
high pressure.
A lot of tower damage coming out from these 2 heroes. So towers could potentially melt. You have a vision coming out from that Beastmaster Hawk, but once again, there is vision from the Night Stalker, vision from the Bounty Hunter, Remnants. I want to see how much can Phantom Assassin get on the bottom lane. Enigma denying those range creeps. It's a position 5 Enigma. But I feel in this game, you kind of start as a 5 in the lane, and you get the farm. Like, you prioritize farm instead of the Bounty Hunter.
Which is a little bit of what we saw in the previous game.
Yeah.
So the question just becomes how Beastmaster will handle this. Obviously, we saw him level 2, not leveling up that boar, because it'll just get turned into Eidolons. Fortune's End, Armel moving forward, lands the stun. This could be first blood. Moon trying to get away. Febby purifying flames. Armel with the first blood on Moon. TNC coming away with first blood once again.
This is the type of rotation you don't expect to happen, like enemy position 5 just coming at you 3 minutes in. The supports come at 4-minute mark. Like, this is not allowed. This is illegal. Like, you can only secure the runes at 4-minute mark.
Yeah, we're going to have to write you up for this one, Febby.
Yeah. And what allowed this to happen is the sentry ward that they placed on the high ground on the mid lane, which dewarded their observer, so that, you know, you can make that kind of a rotation.
Yeah, you know, this is something that Febby was trying to get done in the last game. Well, really the first 2 games as a Spirit Breaker, where we saw him first
Yeah, that's
game
why
successful.
he was level 1 7 minutes in the second game.
Yeah,
Not very successful. You can leave a Monkey King alone, especially if his lane is under the tower. He's playing into 2 melee heroes. One of them is Night Stalker. He really doesn't put any pressure during the daytime early on.
Dire structures are
Talking about
fortified.
Febby being level 3, DJ being level 3. He's actually a higher level than the Night Stalker at the moment. As this lane is going kind of oddly. I mean, DJ's 10-0.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. It's just very odd to see, because last game we saw him getting like 2 CS. You know, he wasn't getting any farm.
He's probably like, guys, I can also kill the creeps. I'll show you in this one.
Yeah.
Pulls the lane and gets a couple of CS going into Urn after boots of speed.
Will be Battle Fury here for the Phantom Assassin, level 3 for KP. Trying to work with what he can as he does eventually take that second and third level points, putting them into the Call of the Wild. Going after the boar, Raven. All right, let's get some extra gold if he could get it, but KP with the deny. Febi's stacks are disrupted. He actually gets 1 stack still. DJ trying to disrupt these stacks will spot them. This could be really good for Armel, who takes out the Urn.
They killed his Urn, but only for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Those early kills don't matter that much. Febi, as you mentioned, stacking. Lashrak, one of the best heroes in the game to clear the stacks with. Once you hit that level 6, Pull Snow, especially the 2 camps that he has been stacking. Like you just pull 1 and get double the value from the Pulse Nova. Very easy to actually clear.
DJ coming over towards mid, level 6 here for Moon. Stun actually hits on the Bounty Hunter. Uh-oh, DJ. They should have known that Sentry was still there, right?
Probably, yeah. It's going to expire in like 45, 50 seconds. Enigma getting some nice levels on the bottom. He's actually level 4. Last game we've seen Enigma also being level 2, 6-7 minutes in, really struggling.
Now that being said though, it's a 1k lead here for TNC, and look at the stacks that Armel is taking. Juicy. Juicy gold coming in for both him and Febi. And experience as well. Some that Febi's gonna desperately need, trying to get to that early level 6. Get to the False Promise as quickly as possible. It is that first nighttime, but I'm not sure Masaros is going to be able to do much at the moment. Now Fizz, KP getting run down. DJ's here. KP hit with the Stifling Dagger, and that will secure it for Raven.
Unfortunately, DJ does not have that Urn. It would be like a good portion of damage when you play a Bounty Hunter. Sometimes it's all you need to finish the hero off. Now it's nighttime, so Masaros dragging the creep wave back.
Yeah, just trying to.
It's very hard for him to
right?
just stay in the lane, play against the Monkey King. So this is some really nice stuff that he's doing right now, manipulating the creep wave. Move, he's in.
Getting chased, Masaros. He doesn't have the Crippling Fear, but I'm not sure that's going to matter. Boundless Strike comes in. He's under the tower. Oh, Mischief. Gabby not going to survive. Eventually falls to Masaros. And while that's happening, though, well, 1 positions go down across the map. Jabs, Jesus. Almost died TPing out. So Raven drops, Gabby drops. And now pressure coming out from Armel. He's got Diabolic Edict ready in 6,
This
as well
is
as
just the death
KP
tower.
moving in.
Edict is maxed out. They have no trees. KP is even cutting down some extra trees to see any kind of rotation possibly happening. They will keep their tier 1 tower alive on the top lane. So this type of rotation where Armel goes away from the lane, there is a position for Rubik soaking out the experience. You would expect them to make a rotation possibly top, protect their Monkey King, but instead they kill the enemy carry hero, which is kind of a trade, but they get the tower on top of that. So very nicely done by TNC.
Yeah, really well done. Get that tower, continue to extend that lead. You've got Febi working in on level 6. Jab's about to hit 5. Bounty Hunter halfway to 5 as well as he... DJ looking for a courier. Might find one if he stays here long enough. But walks by. Got a smoke play coming in from Tim's as well as Armel. That's the double stun that should secure a kill. Nighttime's going to run out in a minute 22, but they're going to go after this Night Stalker anyway, who is now level 6, still not holding a point in the Crippling Fear, but does have the Dark Ascension. He's on the tower. This is a bad spot for him to be in. Fortune's End, and now they should have the stun followed up by Armel and the kill. Balance Strike not even needed, as Armel now dominating at 4-0 and up.
Armel is all over the place,
Bottom
being
lane.
very active.
KP throwing out the Primal Roar, but Moon and Raven are down here to get the kill on a KP. 4 heroes are here. DJ's actually going to die to the Boars and the Necro Creeps.
Interesting.
Gets
I
one
mean,
in return.
they had no sentries. Rubik just placed one, so he could have potentially used his invisibility to keep himself alive.
I want to say, yeah, the Beastmaster dusted him right before he died.
Oh, he dusted him?
Yeah.
Okay. Monkey's just having too much fun. They try to go on P. I don't think they even get that kill because Rubik is only level 5. If Rubik is 6, steals a spell, steals a dagger, possibly some extra damage, and the slow could make a difference, but they're also very close to tier 2 towers, so should be very careful how they approach this one.
Stifling Dagger onto Gabby while Moon shows mid
Yep,
against
Gabby
Armel.
on the bottom lane. He looks pretty dead.
And he's getting chased. DJ's here too. They're going to continue to go for him. That's one crit. Looking for another. That's a second crit. And, well, yeah, you're going to get the kill there on Gabby. Nobody there to help him. They're coming in pretty late to maybe get one in rebuttal. As Febby, he dies to Masaros.
It's a solo kill.
That's...
Night Stalker doesn't even have a point in Crippling Fear. I don't think you even get it.
And he false promised himself.
You need to be very greedy on the Night Stalker. Like, you can't just go for that Crippling Fear early on. Like, yeah, I'm going to have 2-1-2 build. It doesn't really work that way.
Gabby TPing in. Meanwhile, mid, DJ is right there and spotting KP. DJ doesn't do anything. He's only level 5, but he does have the tome, so that'll hit him towards level 6. Now they've got track gold to work with. It was a 2k lead for TNC. Now, however, it is pushed back towards even. 5 apiece, 11 minutes in. Maybe TNC not putting as much pressure on the towers as I thought they would. They did get that tier 1 bottom very quickly. They have kept their safe lane tier 1 alive.
Now, they got picked off a couple of times, slowing the Monkey King's game down. He's also going into Battle Fury. Like, BA actually has a full Battle Fury. 11 minutes in. Now, I'm kidding. My bad. Void Stone is needed.
And they'll get a kill on the Jabs. Quick kill, and this could turn into a tower over mid. But the ball lightning vortex coming through. Buyback used by the Enigma. He has the black hole. He might be able to use it onto multiple heroes. They don't even need this onto the Leshrac. They'll get the kill there, and, well, Febby now getting jumped on. But telekinesis, Raven needs to be careful. Purifying Flames coming in. And Jeff fell back to throw at a black hole, but he hasn't been able to do that just yet. Gabby looking for an opportunity to use that Primal Spring and maybe jump in. As Tims will steal Eidolon.
Jabs wanted to just join a fight, possibly use a black hole, but it was all about the chase potential, getting the track gold, a couple of kills, and getting the value from the buyback. But yeah, didn't happen. So needs to farm up. I see drums being built on Enigma. It could just potentially be the same item build that he went for the last game. I wouldn't mind seeing that. You know, it was kind of a game winning. You gave a hard time to Rubik to steal your black hole.
Yeah, it looks a little bit different now where obviously it's close, so we can't really tell at the moment, but DJ's taking a little bit more farm priority. There were a couple of track kills there, though. And
Bounty Hunter is not a hero that farms the creeps. He just wants to be able to kill the couriers, kill the heroes, get that track gold going.
Yeah.
So those creeps are still not going to be touched, which allows Jabs to get his farm.
DJ TPing towards top. You've got Rubik here with his Eidolons that he stole. He's trying to farm up. There's the Battle Fury, so only...
Yeah, I was very surprised. Like, there's no way that's the Battlefield like 11 minutes in on top of the power treads. He would be way too farmed. And going back into Orb of Corrosion.
Interesting.
I kind of like that because it gives you minus armor. It stacks with the Deso. And you have this extra slow. It's like a cheaper Deso type of a thing.
Just feels like
but
a
if you
natural
get it first, then your Battle Fury is delayed. So I really like this. I've seen in Europe some European players getting the Orb of Corrosion, then going into Battle Fury, which delays your Fury for like 3+ minutes sometimes. If you don't get any kills, you don't get value back from the item.
Telekinesis looking to throw that Fortune Zen, but he does get the ball lightning off. Actually, Fortune Zen connects him to the Enigma for a second. Now he's got that Orchid, so the game just got harder for both supports on the side of TNC. That could potentially feel really bad. They might become food here in more than one way.
Our panel talked about how the supports are going to have a hard time. It's just going to become harder as this game progresses. Once Night Stalker gets a BKB, probably a Blink Dagger on top of that to be able to find that Oracle, Storm Jumps, Phantom Assassin level 15, extra 300 cast range on the Phantom Strike. It's just hard. They have a vision on you. You're just pretty much dead.
15 minutes into the game, still sitting here even on kills, even in net worth. Shrek. Let's see, Armel continuing to farm. They got the tier 1 mid, they got the tier 1 bottom. They haven't taken anything more than that in terms of putting pressure on tier 2s just yet. BKB being built first item after the phase boots here for Night Stalker. Masaros, he's been up towards top pretty much the entire time.
He's been just farming top lane. Now it's nighttime. Needs 1,000 gold to finish off his BKB. They're not in a rush this game. Like, they have super good late game heroes, but could start putting some pressure with this nighttime.
Raven might need to be careful as they've smoked up on the side of TNC and they're heading towards top. Trying to make a play happen, they'll run into Masaros instead. Yule's up into the air, the stun will land. They've got the Fortunes and they'll grab the kill onto Masaros. So they grab themselves a nice kill onto the Night Stalker. Gabby, thinking about going in on a jabs. Rubik, by the way, he did steal the Void. And he's almost got enough gold for a Blink Dagger with Arcane Boots. So Rubik's pretty farmed.
He really is. Not the best spells to steal this game. Maybe Track, Black Hole of course, Midnight Pulse.
Well, if he goes Ags again, I like the Void option.
Okay, he's going
Black Hole, DJ's here. Uh-oh, this is a kill onto Gabby. It's not Gabby who gets the kill on the Jabs, but Jabs who gets the kill onto Gabby. And Gabby was eyeing that one out for a long time. That feels really bad for the Monkey King.
It's a tough matchup for Monkey King, playing into Track, playing into Night Stalker, flying over you, Midnight Pulse to cut down your trees, Storm Spirit. It's just going to be tough. And to go back to the item build from Rubik, he decided to go for Mech this time around, which I really like. Instead of just picking up a Blink Dagger, they need to, once they go together, they need to be able to survive through initial burst. And this Mech kind of covers a bit of the weaknesses that they have with their lineup.
Right.
Like, Oracle is fine as a support, you know, but he needs a bit of an extra. He needs someone to take care of him if they get a jump, so this Mech could make a difference.
See how much Mech makes a difference. By the way, just looking at Monkey King, because he's gone the opposite of what PA has done. Treads, Orb of Corrosion, then Battle Fury.
And he died 3 times, has not been involved in more than 1 kill, while PA has 3 kills, 3 last hits. So this is where the difference is going to come from.
And just trying to make up that gap, get to a Battle Fury, but it is a much longer one. He really has to hope that DJ doesn't kill the courier that's bringing those last pieces over.
Jabs in trouble on bottom. There's the Boots of Travel from Lesh.
Yeah, Armel should be able to get the kill, lines up the stun. Pulse Nova, Armel getting the kill on the Jabs, but here comes Masaros. Look at the damage immediately onto this Leshrac. Rules into the air. Silence no longer there. He's trying to run Pulse Nova, maybe looking for a stun. Raven right on him, gets a crit. The stun hits afterwards.
Oh
KP
no, you're
now
not
trying
getting
to
out of this one.
And, well, no chance that's going to happen, as it'll be a second with the Stifling Dagger getting the kill on that one. So Raven with a couple of crits there from some daggers, and, well, PA has prayed to the right RNGesus.
She's already level 15. Monkey King only level 11. Doesn't even have Battle Fury yet. So Fnatic has a really good timing. Once Phantom Assassin gets the BKB, they should still be able to fight. They have like a minute left on nighttime. I'm not sure if they can actually get the BKB and the nighttime going on. But good pressure mid tower.
Dire's middle tower.
Their lineup is very good at picking people off during the nighttime.
Yeah.
Vision from the Night Stalker. Use that Dark Ascension, Storm Spirit jump, Bounty Hunter with a track, scouting where they're standing. They also feel very comfortable going into the late game with the lineup that they have. You have Enigma, you have Night Stalker, this hero really scales, Phantom Assassin, and of course Storm Spirit, one of the better late game heroes.
DJ getting caught again. Another kill there for Armel. He's doing all right. He's sitting second in the net worth, but does need to really pick it up. Maybe enough for the rest of the team to
Radiant,
come
they're
back.
using Scan, they know where Monkey is.
They're trying to come in. Jabs is
Oh,
trying to get a black
Jabs.
hole.
What is Jabs doing? He just attacked the boar with his Eidolons.
False Promise with BKB being popped by Raven. On the other side of the fight, though, they've got KP, so they'll get the kill there onto the Beastmaster. BKB's been popped by Raven, and instead he'll claim the stats.
They could have gotten the Monkey King. Like, Jabs attacked boar with Eidolons for no reason, which kind of revealed the smoke. But yeah, still,
of a
they
misplay.
get 2 kills. Could pressure the mid tower right now. Dark Ascension ready. In 5 seconds, we'll have that 30-second window to work with.
The thing is, like, even with this Storm and the Night Stalker, like, we thought it was going to be the supports who would struggle, but even the Beastmaster is going to struggle, as we just saw evident there. Like, Storm comes in, Orchid, then you've got Night Stalker jumping in. All right, goodbye, trees. And potentially goodbye, Armel. Vortex comes in, Black Hole used, and that's a dead Leshrac. Primal Roar used in defense, and that's not going to make anything happen here, as they'll get another crit from a Dagger. Raven with the kill and a KP. They are just running down this TNC side. It is not looking likely that they're going to make it back, as
They're not stopping. They're actually going to dive tier 3s.
Rubik, they want another kill. They'll get the kill on Femi and Tims.
Radiant's top tower.
Perfect
kills.
timing. Like, Enigma goes in, uses Midnight Pulse, cuts down the tree. Seems like they were not
Dire's middle tower is
keeping
under
the
attack.
track on the
Radiant's
Dark
structures
Ascension,
are
because
fortified.
TNC, they were ready to take that fight, but 30 seconds is all they need. In and out multiple times.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Black King bar ready, didn't even pop it on the Night Stalker, and now he continues to farm. This is a standard like Night Stalker build, either BKB into Blink or Blink into BKB and getting a nullifier, so you just ruin the supports even more.
Dire's
If
middle
they
tower
somehow
is under
can
attack.
manage to get Ghost Scepter, Glimmer Capes, 4 staffs, you just nullify all of that.
Right. Oh, DJ just potentially waiting for a courier to come over, maybe going to the secret shop. And Armel's game looked so good, but now he's 2k behind the Phantom Assassin. Masaros got that KB. His game's gotten much easier. Things have really slowed down for TNC, but they've worked against this before. They've been
I
able
don't
to
think
come
they
back.
can do it in this one, because it's a different kind of a story.
Yeah.
There's a real off-laner. You have a good scaling lineup. You're once again playing into position for Enigma, who is getting the items. Like, he is farming, and they're getting some track kills. Blink is done on Enigma. And you can see Jabs not being afraid to use a solo black hole, even though he's playing into Rubik.
Radiant's bottom
TNC needs to
tower
put some
is
pressure
under
right
attack.
now. They know that there's no nighttime. There's gonna be Dark Ascension ready, but still they need to fight. If you're not fighting during the daytime and not winning, it's gonna be tough during the
They're
nighttime.
coming around the back. Look at that. Just BKB. Raven
Instant smoke.
two-shotting KP.
Is under attack.
It's just unfair at that point. Smoke gets broken. Ball lightning in with the Vortex onto one. The Orchid onto the other. They'll go after Tims. They've got the track. They'll steal the ball. Lightning and Tims. He's tracked, but he's gone. False Promise.
Keep
Baby's
just
trying
off the
to
track.
TP
Wait,
out.
just wait with the new track. Here it is.
Still getting the kill.
When you see more than like 3 charges on Urn/Spirit Vessel, you know either the player's playing bad or they're dumpstering them so much that you don't even need to use it. And you choose which one it is here.
Playing bad?
Not really.
I tried.
You tried.
It's always 50-50 with me. Or I either get it wrong or I get it right.
No,
Literally,
it's
I was
just
wrong.
they don't even need to use it. You know,
Yeah.
this also item ruins the Monkey King. Monkey going into Aghanim Scepter. It's a very greedy build once again that we've seen like 3 times in a row coming up from the off laners. Now we see it from the safe laners as well. It's a farming item. It's also kind of a fighting item, but you still need a BKB. He has double BKB queued up. That's how badly he wants it.
Can they withstand the early onslaught? You say it's very difficult, but the BKBs are getting lower. You know, Night Stalker,
10-second BKB.
he still hasn't used his BKB, even though he's had
That's
it
a
for
good
so long.
sign.
All right, well, you know, it's 8 seconds for Raven, though. Storms is 10. Never mind, they're not getting lower. Well, they're getting lower. They can only get lower. Ravens is 8.
That's how it works. You can't have 11-second BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
Although, if Ice Frog
Dire's top tower is under attack.
made a BKB level 2,
Dire's structures are
BKB
fortified.
2, yeah, that sounds balanced.
that makes you spell immune and physical. Just invulnerable for 5 seconds.
And you can't attack. This is what this new tier 5 item is doing. Always forget the name.
The
Shadow
Book of Shadows.
Prism. Yeah. Book of the Shadows.
BKB pop my Moon, not going to get hit by the stun. Fortune's End comes out. They've got the Crippling Fear onto the Rubik, and this is the chase that we were talking about, though. Get this kill onto the Rubik. They already got the kill on KP. They'll take out Febby.
They should get more.
And Moon's in with no mana left, so he needs to be careful. Wukong's command, Black Hole.
Black Hole.
Wukong's is gone, and now the Black Hole is out, and it's on a 2. But it's just not going to do enough as they lose Jabs and Moon, but can they still salvage the fight? Primal Roar comes in onto the Phantom Assassin. Do they have the damage? Yeah, they do to kill off Raven. Ball lightning all the way across. Oh no, Moon. He's actually out of mana, but he does get the kill on Armel, and Masaros follows that up with one on the Tims, and it's just KP who is tracked.
That's how many buybacks? 1, 2, 3 buybacks from TNC, 1 buyback from Fnatic. It's still worth it. Like Storm got the last hit on the Armel, so he kind of got the gold back, 500, almost 600 gold. We'll pick up that Arcane Rune, and I believe they can still fight. They can probably go into Roche Pit. Yeah, as we said, like these supports are gonna struggle. Templar Assassin has full Abyssal Blade. It was a nice dodge, try to go for it, but once the BKB is down, Leshrac damage is insanely high, so you need to be very careful about that one.
Stole the Black Hole, threw it on a 2. And they controlled Raven really well once the BKB was no longer available. But obviously Storm buys back. Now, your focus could be Storm in the next fight, right? Take him out. You know he doesn't have buyback. If he's your first target, maybe you can turn this one around.
They should probably force a Roche fight. No Wukongs for 20 seconds. They are lurking around. There's still a couple of Hawks scouting things out.
Always nice to have that vision. Boundary picked up for KP, going into a Ghost Scepter. That's where his game's at right now. Necro 3 with boots, and then Ghost Scepter.
Dire scanning, so they know Fnatic is inside the pit. Raven has a ton of damage on this Phantom Assassin. -3 armor corruption from the talent. Orb of Corrosion also -3. They do not want to contest this. No Black Hole, no stolen Black Hole. So yeah, they're just gonna let this one get through. I'm just wondering who's going to pick up the Aegis. They still decide to give it to Raven, even though Moon bought back on the Storm Spirit.
I'm a little surprised, because you know there's no Black Hole. You have Wukongs, you have Primal Roar. Can you fight into this? I mean, it's a close fight where maybe you land a stun coming in from the Leshrac. If you could bait out the BKBs, back off, and go back in. I mean, I know it's big ifs, but you're down 12k. It feels like you maybe have to take that risk.
Now you're just giving Fnatic 5 minutes to do whatever they want, pretty much. Raven still feels very vulnerable after BKB's down. Leshrac melts him, so I can understand why they decided to give Aegis to Phantom Assassin instead.
They're inside the Dire Triangle. But KP's the one pushing bottom, and he is on the tower. Ball laning all the way bottom.
Monkey just used Wukong's command on the bottom lane. What?
Was he thinking that Storm was coming their way?
Maybe.
And they were going to Primal Roar him, try to set a trap. And now he loses his courier, so that's his BKB gone.
Very interesting. So that gives them even, you know, more time. 3 minutes without the BKB on Monkey. Fnatic should punish this.
Yeah, they have all the opportunity in the world to punish this, but KP TPing out. Moon right near him in the trees. You have nothing to work with. You don't really have anything more than a Primal Roar, and I'm pretty sure you caught vision of Fnatic down there. 2.5 minutes until Monkey King's BKB is available on the courier. And he's going Shard next, so he's looking to get that tree dance reduction, which could help him getting away from, say, the Night Stalker.
Yeah, it's a good shard. You know, allows you to jump faster between the trees.
I think one of that shard is like one of the more balanced price for.
It's a good shard. It's not like you know, old Earthshaker shard, but it's up there. It's a good one.
Yeah, I just think like the price point's right. That's what you get for 1,400 gold. I think that's very valued. It's not overpowered. It's not undervalued. It's like one of the more balanced. Jabs has the BKB. Makes it tough for who you want to target with the Primal Roar if you can even get it off.
Fnatic still feels very comfortable just taking this late game, choking them so they don't get anything out of the map. Try to control the most of the map. You don't necessarily need to like end the game with the first Rosh. You can just build up the advantage and then go for the second one. But if you
the same items as TNC's gone.
I mean, Snowstorm he's having to get in and get the kill. It's a good dream caught down on the three of them. Rasmus watching from the sidelines, has the Roar available. BKB being popped by Noob. Lil Pleb still continues to poke back Ace. Stormstormer maybe seeing if he can get back in from a different angle.